All right. Let me not let the whole thing play out because we got we got a lot, a lot to talk about, a lot to go over. I'm here a little bit earlier than 2 o'clock. I know I was supposed to be starting half an hour later, but here I am. I was already up, and I'm sitting here like, let me just jump on stream. So, what's good? What's good? Happy Friday! Happy Friday! We here again. Shout out to my normals, my normal community. Hope everybody's doing well. Shout out to everybody that's new. That been jumping around. Had a lot of subs join recently. With the last review. So yeah, a lot of new, not a lot of new names up there. So we got a lot of comments to go over. Y'all know like I don't reply to nobody comments because I like to reply to them on stream. So I did read through some, and I have some answers and some questions for a lot of people. Um, but I think this is one of those streams where we got to start right with the comment section. It's like 45 comments up there. I want to get through all of them, so I can't even give off like a beginning rant. I mean, if y'all have any questions y'all want to ask me before I get to the comments, feel free. Ask away. But we gotta start with the comments. It's a lot more comments than I'm normally used to, and yeah, I like to read everybody's stuff. So, um, but chapter was fire, man. Like absolutely massive lore dump. So many things in that. Like it was just so good, so good. My voice is low. Okay, I got you. No problem. Buffing it up, and it should be better. And if that's too low, I can make it even better. So let me know if that works. I'll put it up at the normal actually. Um, what's up, Chevy? Daniel, Hostel. Both Daniels up in here. What's up, both of y'all? Um, I saw Cole in here too. Maybe she made Urek look like a goofy now, but he must know a lot of secrets. Him and Big being group, they actually in pro piece, so there's some reason behind maybe Big knows too much. The real Z might not be actual antagonist or the bad guy. Big having some reunion with Huan. You connecting a lot of possible dots there. That yeah, I don't know. Damn, it's been a while, Mark. Still on the gusting agenda. You know I'm still on the gusting agenda. Come on, man. I'm gonna ride this out until it's no reason to ride it no more. Pause. But that's what we doing. Um, your voice is fine now. Cool, cool, cool. Thank you. Thank you. Yo, what's up, Chevy? I think Gusting will absorb Dumas and the entire family go full power to similar trauma. Yeah, the only reason I didn't mention that like in any review or any like I haven't talked about like that possibility of that. I think I did maybe sprinkle upon it last stream because I hate the copy thing. I don't like them doing the same thing, right? Like I don't like them doing the same thing. I don't like that Trom had to absorb or says animals to get full power, and I don't like for Gusting to have to absorb his family members to be full power. I would like I I would hate for Gusting to do the same thing. It's kind of like a little bit of cheese, right? If he does, he does. Just whatever. But there's obviously something there, so maybe we'll see something there. But I don't know. You know, yo, no Diddy, yo, literally no Diddy. Diddy do not exist no more. Like man's is going through it. Man's is in the prison. Uh, it's a wrap for my man. The diddler is over. I convinced that we have four types of family members in Gusting household. Any is the only actual child. Adopted children like Prouse, the dog, and others are RLD children. They got their minds to be distorted. You know what? That is an interesting point, Daniel. That I wanted to talk about a little bit. Bellier. So if Bellier came from the red dump, how like or the red dump or the red light district, because there are some people that believe they are saying the same thing. Some people don't think they're the same thing. um I did see some comments that kind of made the argument that they don't think it's the same thing. While I think it makes sense that it is, I saw some comments that were a little bit convinced me a little bit that they can be. But it is a question about Belier. Like, how if he came from there, how did he come from there, right? Like that is a massive question. um and I personally think there's a way to get out. There's a leak in the dumpster, but not everybody can go through it type shit. Like I like how do I put it? Well, I'll get into it because there's specific comments that I want to answer to that'll answer some of these questions. So, but Bellier is a massive question. If he came from there, how did he get out? Type shit. Like I do want to know that. Have him he most likely a descendant of the RLD person saying from Louis, because what do we like a lot of people did ask, just to throw it out there, some people did ask, well, if the red light district and the red dump are the same place, what do we need a key to open it up for? And that's a valid point. Like what do we need the key to open it up for if people are already out, right, like if Zahard's clones already made it out, and if they're like people who are out like Bellier, then what's the key in the shit for? I have an answer to that, but there's a specific comment that I want to answer that too. So, I want to get a little bit warmed up before we get into the nitty gritty of stuff like that. So, um, but it's a good question. It is a very good, a valid question on why you may not think that they're the same thing. So, I don't think the boss is the prince of the red light district. We didn't get to see his Jihad ring in the manhwa. Yeah, we haven't seen it yet. I'm under the guise that Wing Nam is the true prince. If anything, this kind of furthers my if my agenda for that. Like Wing Nam has always been the oddball, and he was made a main character in season 2. So obviously he's going to play a main role. Like I did see some people in a different group talking about not during this chapter, but a couple months ago they were like talking about Wing Nam and how he's become like non-existent in the story, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, well, Wing Nam served its purpose. Like he was introduced for a reason. Do not get it twisted. Like that's the thing when you got stories like this that are long-winded, like One Piece and Tower of God. It'll add up later. Everything that we learned about Wing Nam in season 2, and then he just dipped off. That shit will come into play very, very importantly, and probably soon, given that we seeing the boss step out into the field. We gonna get some answers and questions about these clones. So trust and believe. Wang Nam's moment or moment of background and lore is coming. So that's gonna be hype when we do get that exactly. Yo, MS, what's up, MS? But all right, yeah, I gotta start with the comments. So again, throw any questions in there right now as I pull it up. Again, we got a lot of comments to get to, so I ain't gonna waste no more time. I wasn't even supposed to go on a little rant. I just went on. Because man, everybody was hyped for this one, man. You see, I had to get my review out early. Like I've been normally knocking them out on Wednesday. I was so excited to talk about the chapter, bro. I just when I'm excited to talk about a chapter, I'm gonna get the review out early. Trust and believe. And me, I'm a heavy lore person. Like I love the lore of Tower Guys. One of the most interesting things about the story. So yeah, I could not wait to get out and talk about it. Like yeah, you ain't gonna stop me from dropping that shit. So Tower Guys just like Asian A's. Tower Guys 2 likely main character. Yeah, it basically does. Another thing, the fucking anime sucks, bro. Like excuse my language, but the anime fucking sucks, bro. Like oh my god, bro. You know what I watched? You know what I watched? You know what I watched recently? I watched the I can't remember their names. What the hell's his name? I watched the Coon and I forget the other guy's name. Versus Bomb in Arlene's hand. I watched that 2v1 fight. That shit was so ass, bro. Oh my god, it was so ass, yo. I was literally like sitting there like I wanted to turn it off, but I saw it through. That shit was ass, bro. Oh my, I'm so broken hearted by how ass they made that fight. That moment was supposed to show Bomb's separation and dominance against other regulars of his tier and how much of a different it was. Yeah, Novus and Rand. Yeah, oh my, yo, it was supposed to show his massive difference, and it did, but in like the worst art formy way, bro. It was so slow and silly. Oh my, it was bro. I can't believe, like, yo, I remember months ago we were talking about the Tower Guy anime and how we were so excited and hoping it wasn't ass, bro. Yo, it's a complete 360. Like, it's so ass, yo. And I was on like the Tower of God Reddit like a week ago, and I see motherfuckers in there really defending the shit. Like, I'm like, they gotta be. I don't know if they're anime only watchers or whatever, bro. That shit is dookie. I don't care what nobody says. That shit stink. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I can't believe they butchered that fight the way they did. Like, it was just not hype at all for me. I was not feeling it. And the music is really playing. Like, Tower God deserves so much more. Like, it deserves solo leveling types of shit. But that's what happens when we're in the peak of your um when you're in the peak of it dropping, because if you look at like webtoons and other sites compared to like 5 years ago compared to now, Tower God's viewership has dropped significantly, and it's because the hiatus, like the hiatus, kind of really killed it. And where the hiatus died was also not a good spot, because we were in the, I believe it was like, we were still in the cat tower, and the cat tower was boring as fuck for a very long time. So in between of the shit getting boring and people like, well, this shit stink, I don't even know if I want to continue reading this, and it went on hiatus, bruh, bruh, fuck this shit stink. So yeah, it was um especially not 2024, when, yeah, yo, that animation is just not, it's unacceptable, bro. It's truly unacceptable. It really is. Yeah, Seven Deadly Sins, Escanor versus, yeah, Meliodas, perfect example. Just dookie. And and it's like I don't know how aware like the studio of Crunchyroll is. Like, I'm pretty sure the entire anime community saw what happened to Seven Deadly Sins. Seven Deadly Sins has such a massive fucking drop off because of the animation of that season. That season killed the show. It absolutely killed the show. The show completely died. The hype for the series died. Like, despite what most people know or think, the anime for a lot of series carries it. Either your anime is gonna make it solid, carry it, or kill it. And like, cause like Demon Slayer, to me the manga very mid, but the animation is so fucking good that the series is like one of the top watched and sold anime of all time. That's how good it is, and I agree, it's fucking fantastic. But Tower of God and like Seven Deadly Sins, death, absolute death, like killing the series. Like, it's a goddamn shame. Um, all right, man. Going on. I'm sorry, I'm going on these rants and shit, but that shit pisses me off, because we were looking forward to that anime for such a long time, and for them to like absolutely just ruin this shit, bro. Like, it's unreal, man. Unfucking real. All right. So actually, we would start with my comment to be real. All right, let me pull that up. Oh, my monitor is on adaptive settings. That's why I keep stuff. Let me change that real quick. Yeah, it's on adaptive settings. It keeps changing the contrast and it's throwing me off. Thank you. Don't change my contrast anymore. Please and thank you. That's throwing me off. Alright. Window capture. There we go. Alright, what y'all talking about? Ufotable carries Demon Slayer. It does. And you know what? It's carried it to glory, bro. That last episode before we start the Divinity Castle, so good. It's so good. That's like one of the best anime episodes I've probably seen. Like top 10 best anime episodes I've ever seen in my life was that last episode of Demon Slayer to into the Infinity Castle. Top 10, one of the best episodes I've ever seen in anime ever. Like, so like, that is pure art. Like, so good. Way too good. I even rewatch the last 5 minutes of that shit sometimes. Just how good it was. Like, Uh, anyway, Fate series example when anime work well with youth affordable. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to talk about the anime. It annoys me. Just let me fix my cam a little bit. Ooh. Okay. So I can get it more centered. I don't want to talk about the anime. It annoys me just thinking about it. The only saving grace of the anime was the plot and with building. I mean, bro, like there's no way they continue from here, right? Like there's no way. Like if you go on Crunchyroll, I'm pretty sure like most of the like a lot of the on Crunchyroll you can like or dislike the video. I'm pretty sure like each episode that drops has like 400 to 500 dislikes. Like it like people don't like that shit, bro. Now it's in comparison to like 10,000, 15,000 likes, but bro, no. Like those are a lot of those anime only watchers are defending this shit. Not and I mean that's a good part that they are because that means that they like the plot at the very least and don't care for animation. But bro, for us who read the shit, no, unacceptable. All right, let's get to these comments. Zoom out a little bit, make it more readable, and pull that over. Make sure. All right. So the first comment is actually me. Okay? It is me here. And I said, Wing Nam is the youngest and purest form of Zahard, making him the one true prince. Alright. So I'm pretty sure everybody understands what that means, right? Because the bombshell, the absolute bombshell that was already a fire chapter, the bombshell we got at the end of the chapter was about Zahard being in the red dump himself. What does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? Like that was like one of the biggest bombshells. And you know what's it's hilarious, and I brought it up in the review. MS is in here. Me and MS were in the Discord months ago making jokes about this shit. We made jokes about this shit, okay? We made jokes about what if those clones aren't necessarily like clones how we think they are. So like when you think of clone, right? You think I don't know how y'all think of clone, but I think of clone. I think of test tube. I think of like these dudes just floating in water and they were made. And like a lot of the rhetoric from a lot of different people for years for like because you know Zahar can't have kids is that he tried to make kids and they were like mistakes and that's what the wing noms of Caracas could have been. But and we were operating close and under that guise. But me and MS were making jokes about what if they were possible different, if they were Zahard at different stages in his life. It was jokes though. I was not serious about the shit. So I'm not claiming to make it a theory, but we were joking about the shit. Like, oh, what if Wing Nam's like the younger version of Zahard? And what if Karaka is like another version of Zahard? Well, let's say Karaka is maybe Zahard after like the rice pot. Like and the boss and the captain or it's supposedly translation different, but there's two different versions of the boss. There's one with long hair and then the one with the short hair. What if they're all different stages of Zahar? We were joking about that shit, bro. It was a literal joke. But this shit is turning out to be kind of like it's kind of looking like we kind of there, right? Wayne Nam has always been weird because he can't fucking box. Okay, Wing Nam can't box, bro. Like that's one of his downsides and why some people like me has found him unappealing because I like to see at least a little bit of progress and see why if he can box, bro can't box. Like he sucks at everything. Like bro, like the Naya kid that got killed by the shark dude, like he was better at Shinsu than fucking Wing Nam was. Like did I miss much? Nah, for a loop. I'm really just getting into the depths of it. So Wang Nam has always been ass. Like he's like Rachel's level ass. Like why is bro ass? Oops, I'm on the wrong account. I'll be right back. who is that? You good? But no, on a serious note though, Karaka and the boss and the captain, they're clearly different stages of Zahard, right? Like, you know, I forget what the evidence is behind it. I could easily research it and look it up. But we get kind of shown that one of the bosses, because they're two, the captain and the boss. If you want to, however you want to differentiate them. Let's say long hair, let's say scar boss and short hair boss. Two different versions of the boss, right? Me and MS were joking like, what if one of them was like the one that could see into the future, that like gains Zahard's like future sight power, and one was just like maybe Zahard at his like peak form, like and his peak like fighting ability. Like, so the one that's kind of standing in the middle of the shit now, he's not the one that can see the future. It's the other one. This one that's standing out in the open now, he would be the one I would be considered to be Zahard at his peak before he separated himself. So that's different from the Zahard that existed at the top of the tower. Whenever Zahard decided to cut himself, like, or split himself, that is the version of the boss at that point in time. I mean, of Zahard at that point in time, his level of strength. So he's like he's probably like, he's definitely I would say he's family head level type shit, right? But Wang Nam is the youngest version of Zahard, like the youngest version, the purest version. Okay, so with that being said, that means that he would have the highest potential. Okay, because the other versions of Zahar are kind of already set, and ooh, I didn't say nothing about Google. Where did my Google come on? They're already set, and they already kind of have a path that they can walk. Like, as you can see, like Karaka already has like an ability that he's kind of developed, but Wing Nam has none of that shit. He has nothing. So, and then isn't there some shit with the translation that Wing Nam's name's backwards is something like I'm the prince or something like that? Wasn't that like shown or somewhere? I'm pretty sure that was like I've seen that plenty of times where Wing Nam's name's backwards is spelled like I am Prince. So there's like plenty of evidence that backs up like Wing Nam is the purest prince. But I want to say a couple of us were talking about it in the Discord, and we believe that the red light district and the red dump are the same place. Okay, there are some people who don't believe it, and again, I was talking about it a little bit earlier, where I said you make a good argument when you say, well, if the red light district and the red dump are the same place, how did Wing Nam and them get out, and why do they need the key to open it? But and that's a good argument. So you can make either or, but I do think that Wing Nam is the youngest and purest form of Zahard. He is one of the copies, and when Zahard talks about he locked himself in the red dump, I think he means these copies. Okay, so have no proof behind that, but obviously there's a Zahard sitting on the throne, and then Enne saw something or was told something about a Zahard being locked in. So that's the closest theory that I have for me. If anybody else has anything any close to that or any of their own, feel free to throw it out there. But that's just my explanation when I'm talking about that comment. So let's see what we talking about. Since Yu goes this way, I expect Wang with the rest merge back into Zahard to fight versus Bomb V later in the story. So you think they'll merge back? I don't think they will. I don't even know if they can. Because if they could, why not do it? Like, why destroy it, right? Like, why put them in a dumpster and destroy them? Why not just merge back with them, right? Karaka could be the middle stage. Yeah, I think Karaka, it may be like, I think Karaka is Zahard after Rice Pot, or Zahard after Evolution. That's what I think Karaka is. Wang is early stage and also represent different powers, parts, and personality he's discarded. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I think it's but with Zahar is more than emotion though. Like, and we've talked about the removal of emotions and how like important that's become within the last like couple dozen chapters, and how true that's become with them becoming less human. I think for Zahar it's more than that. I think it's much more than just removing emotions. Like, man's literally removed parts of himself like that exist. Like he doesn't remember his history. Like I think I think the form of Zahard that that sits on the throne, I don't know if he can really recover his memory. Like bro literally removed them parts of himself like completely. And like I like as we can see like kind of with the other family heads, they have methods of retrieving their old memories. I don't think Zahard intends on retrieving his memories. Like the king that's sitting on the throne, I don't think he ever intends on remembering shit that he did or anything that he tossed away. That's how I see like how his separation is different from theirs. Like bro don't care about none of that shit. Um and I would say like Trom kind of fits that same mold where Trom has like kind of it's like it's been kind of a little bit described that Trom not only removed memories but kind of remove like destroyed some as well. Like he fed some to like the the dragons to like kind of like destroy as well. So I think like that's where they kind of connect. But okay, how long has the stream been on? 30 minutes. 30 minutes. It's only been 30 minutes. Again, I wasn't really talking about too much in the beginning, but you can watch it back if you want to. My name info is meant to be Stacy. Oh, Stacy. Okay, you good, Stacy. Yeah, it's just Ja Wing Nam upside not Wing Nam. I am Prince. Right. So yeah, I remember that being a thing. So yeah, like that's what I mean when like Wing Nam is pretty much one of those Zahard pieces that's supposed to be locked in the red dump, or the red light district, but Zahar discarded those parts because they were getting in his way of ruling. I agree. See, I am still a Ray fan, but I don't support Ray actions in this chapter. Really, Daniel? Okay. I thought y'all was like crashing out over that. For real, for real. Um, I thought y'all was crashing out over Trom, for real, for real. Well, yeah, Trom is a villain after all. Trom is a great villain. His breath of fresh air. No, Trom is great. Like even like his bullshit. Like, cause I don't think any of us really truly believed when Tron walked in that room to say, "Hey, Gustang, I heard you're feeling bad because of Blossom." Nobody truly believed you, bro. Like nobody actually thought you was there to help Gustang. Like not for 1 second I believed like, "Oh, he got good intentions here." Like no, and he clearly didn't. He's like, oh, this is an opportunity for me to use these souls so I can like gain more power myself. Like that was fucked up. That's some fucked up shit. Like imagine like you being tormented for eternity and becoming an animal. Like literally like reincarnation. You got reincarnated to a fucking insect, bro. Like that's literally what happened, and you gotta live inside the trauma for the rest of your life. Like pause, but that's what you gotta do. Like that is some shit. That's some crazy shit. Um, what's up, Morningstar? Not sure what you was getting at, but check mine with chat mark. Okay, what we talking about? You remember? You never gave me my credit, man. You remember? I said he got a version of himself, but he don't remember. I do, but I really don't have a pet. And we give him the boss of some little feast. Well, I said he got a version of himself. He don't remember. I don't remember what the context is behind that Chevy, but I can't sit here and read it though. I'm gonna get lost in it. Um, I'll look at it later, but whatever it is, look like it's you talk. I don't know if you talk about the boss, but um, I think Zahar remembers everything. He just discarded parts of his personality. I don't know. I think that Zahar. Well, okay. He remembers. Yes. He remembers like maybe key parts that happened, but I think with the V, I think he probably removed the V shit, like anything that has to do with V. Um, and then like how he was brought up, maybe anything outside the tower, he removed that. Um, I don't know if he even remembers all the adventures he went through. Like I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, we was talking about Wingnam in December. Oh, okay. We were talking about Wingnam in December. I don't want to get absorbed in this. Yeah. And Wingnam even he mentions it in the manhwa. That he doesn't remember a lot of shit. Um, and you're gonna get clapped next chapter by Zahar right in front of the powerless eyes of Gustang. Yo, don't. That's not the introduction to any that we want, bro. That's not the introduction to any. I do not want to see any get clapped by anybody. Absolutely not. Um, Can't answer that. Call me back later. Wait, who's that? 886. That's somebody important, but they're going to text me. I have a feeling Gustain will lose this fight because ain't no way Zahard and the rest will watch Gustain kill Traumery. It's a political matter. Well, I don't. But we already know that Zahard said he's not going to take part. Like, um, I have a feeling Gustain will lose this fight because ain't no way. Oh, I read that. I don't know. Hedon is kind of sus. Oh yeah. I gotta stop reading people's conversations. Just about him being a version of Zahar with no real memories because they're suppressed. Yeah, no, no, you're right, Chevy. Like you're right about that. Like that's what Wing Nam is. Like for whatever reason, it's at a certain age, right? So if we believe what I was explaining earlier, that the version of Zahar, which are the princes that are Zahar at certain states in his tower growth, Karaka and Wing Nam are like the youngest, I believe. I would believe that those two are the youngest. So they may not remember a lot of the shit like that the bosses do because they're at different stages. The bosses, the way they move and the way they've hidden themselves, they know some shit. They know what the fuck is going on. They know how the family head's acting on that because I think they were removed at Zahar at certain points in time. So I don't think you can really remove those memories from them. They know certain shit. They know how shit is, but they were just simply disposed of. So like to Zahar, it's not a problem. Like y'all locked in there. I'm not worried about y'all. Hedon's probably the reason why Zahard, Arla, the princess, was able to get out. Mainly, he lucked the one. Maybe he lucked. Wait, Hedon's maybe the reason Zahard princess was able to get out. I don't think so. Again, I don't think that Hedon gets directly involved with Tower Prophecies. I don't. I'm just not a subscriber of Hedon getting directly involved in shit. So I don't necessarily agree with that, Daniel. People thought the princess aspects are before we learned the custom scriptures, but after the some of us began saying that they were literally aspects of Zahar. I don't want to be speculative because I'm less confident when Nam does want to be the king, but no idea for Karaka. Well, Karaka sits on the throne. That's enough, bro. Like that's enough. The fact that Karaka acts like a king, he sits on the throne the same way. Listen, we seen this Zahard in this chapter. That pose of sitting on the throne like this it's the same pose that Karaka was sitting on the throne when we went to Karaka's Dark World and we saw him sitting on the throne. It's literally the same pose. They're the same person, bro. Like it's not even a question. That's the same dude. I talked with Zenu about it. But what could watch like Pandora Gates Tara there about the Unleashed by Bomb. He has power to screw spells. Wait, what? But watch could work like Pandora box. Gates Tara they're about to get unleashed by Bomb. Oh well, okay. So let me, because there's a comment, but I'll kind of get into what I think about this red dump thing. The red dump. I think I do. I'm of the belief that the red dump and the red light district are the same thing. Okay, it makes sense to me. I think just like a couple guys in the Discord said, it's just a point of view thing. So to Wing Nam and maybe Karaka, the red light district, it seems like a place like that was established, not the red dump. Okay, I don't find it very hard because listen to what we were told. Sorcerers, probably politicians, ancient species, a bunch of different people and beings were dumped into this dump, right? To me, it makes perfect sense that they established a society within this red dump. Why wouldn't they establish a society? Okay? And the society could have been established around the versions of Zahard. Like, if they saw that these were versions of Zahard, but they kind of hate Zahard, you could absolutely like build around them, and that like they were made as like princes, and they built like the red light district. Like, so all the beings that hate the family heads and that were discarded, they all have a common enemy. They all have a common goal. So to me, it makes sense for them to build a district for themselves to live in, which would be the red light district. Now about getting to the red dump, or how did they get out, or how did they escape? Well, first of all, The red dump or the red light district is a crack within the seams of the tower. So first of all, this is a space that is hidden. Whether Hedon or the administrators know about the spot, I don't know. We don't know. I would like the idea that they don't. I would love the idea that they don't. Because a crack in the tower or a space in the tower that they don't know about, it sounds kind of crazy that they would be able to just like dump beings that should probably be returned to Shinsu. In all reality, they should be returned to Shinsu. And that kind of goes against that logic. So the cracks in the seams. So these are spaces that kind of exist in limbo, kind of like a hidden floor type shit, right? I believe if it exists in that format, there's got to be another way to get there's got to be a way to escape that. Or if there isn't a way to escape, they built a way to escape. Okay? Because if these are sorcerers and guides and versions of Zahard that are like probably pretty strong and may have premonition and shit like that, you can't convince me that they can't find a way to actually break out. Like to actually find a way out. But maybe the way out was limited. So let's just say, right? Here's just an example. I don't know this for sure, but here's an example. Let's say that one of the Zahard's versions, one of the bosses, has the ability to teleport. Because we know they can teleport all over the tower, right? Let's just say that one of those versions of the boss can teleport. He teleported every version of Zahard, which is Wingnam, Karaka, whatever versions of whatever, because there's 5 rings, right? So there's multiple, there's maybe a version of Zahard that we don't know about. There may be a clone that we don't know about. But they've been teleported out. All the versions of Zahard were teleported out. And all the people who live in the red dump are still there. All those beings that all the creatures and the politicians and the sorcerers, they're all still there. To me, why is Gustang okay? So then the question becomes, well, they got out, but what? Why are we trying to open it up? Why are we getting the key? Why are we trying to open it up? To me, my answer to that would be, well, there are armies in there. There are armies and supporters are in there. That would be my answer to that. Like, so what we currently see is just the revolutionaries. Just the revolutionaries. All we see is the revolutionaries. That's it. They came in one ship, and they're just this group that exists. Their armies and their supporters are in that red dump. Unlocking that, what does Gustang say? He wants to bring chaos to the tower. If you unlock that red dump and let out all the people that were fucking sealed, it's gonna be pandemonium. It's gonna be pandemonium. What? Ancient species? Sorcerers? All these people may have hated the family heads for years? You let them all out? Bro, it's gonna be pandemonium in here. It's gonna be crazy. That's setting the tower into complete chaos. That's some shit. Okay? That's why I think they're trying to. That's why I think Gustang will open it up. That's why Gustang did so much to try to get the key to open this shit up. You open that shit up, bro. Yeah, you opening up Pandora's box. You are opening up Pandora's box. Okay. Those are my thoughts. I don't know, but I think it's got to be something surrounding that. Opening that shit up would be insane. It would be insane. All types of shit would come out of there. All types of shit. And they would be targeting the family. They would be targeting anybody in any family. They'd be targeting them. Bro, that could be some crazy shit. So that's my thought behind that. You know, I think the princes got out. I think the princes of Zahard all got out. It would make sense to me that the leaders got out. And then they need their whole mission, the bosses, the revolutionaries, their whole purpose was to find a way to open it up. And they got to it by doing that with Gustang. So, yeah. That's pretty much what I got for that. So, you know, obviously parts of that can be wrong and parts of that may not make sense. I get that. But that's just my idea what I have so far. So all right, so I see a couple of y'all talking about Order March just answer all my opinions. He ain't reading all these comments in the video. That video, I'm gonna get to the comments. Believe me, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to them. I'm sorry, I just had to explain that real quick. Engine could stack and watch the other fairy people are we got stuck different levels of being stuck there. We know Zahard remembers because he left a safeguard of himself, protect the hidden floor in case his data self version. Right, I agree. Morningstar. You're actually right. Please get to the comments. Cool. I'm gonna get to the comments. Gosh, I am. Um, I'm going to be on for like 2-3 hours, so don't worry about it. I'm definitely going to get to all the comments. I made time today to get through everything. I think there's only one version in the red trash can, but if there's more than one trash can, they said it exists in the spaces. That's true, Chevy. That could be a possibility. It could be more than one. And then yeah, that's the 5th version. So they're like five. They're like 5, right? They're 5 rings. So if there are 2 versions of the boss that are out here, then we got Karaka and Wing Nam. Then there's one left in the red dump. That makes sense. That makes sense. I don't know where I got that number 5 from. I could be wrong, but I believe that there will be a red dump arc soon. Probably bomb wing, and I don't think that's coming. It's I don't know if I think that's coming yet. Because actually, we don't even know where that is. I would assume it's on Zahard's floor. Like, where is it hidden? I would assume it's hidden on the. Well, that don't got to be necessarily true, but it's got to be guarded. It's got to be super heavily guarded. Like some type of sentinel or some shit got to guard that shit. So if the plant god is there, they could be stuck in lower levels with higher seals, not to let them out. True. What's confusing me is how exactly do you discard history in the red dump? That's a concept I can't actually understand, Combat. I actually don't know. My idea behind that would be if there was a store, like, because they said they dumped people in there, right? If there were people, so like the guys that wanted Blossom dead, right? Or not Blossom dead, but they want to punish Blossom, right? Anybody that knows about the story of Blossom killing an entire floor, you dump all the motherfuckers in there. Like that type shit. Like anybody that knows a bad story about the family heads, yeah, we dumping all y'all. Yo, imagine knowing some shit and they come get you out your crib like the cops. Like Zahard's army coming to arrest you like, yeah, you know too much. You get in there. That's foul. That's what I think they did. That's some foul shit. Because that's the only way you could discard stories, right? Like, I mean, obviously, if there are publications of the stories, like there could have been like people who are fanatics and fans of the family heads, and like Gustang were documenting stuff that they did along their journey, and they got all of them the fuck up out of there. Got all y'all the fuck up out of there. Like that's some shit, bro. Holy. I thought they got out because they have guides. They could. I mean, I think that's a part of it, Chevy. Like, I think that like some of the guides could have been a part of helping them get out. But again, if there are cracks in the seams, I don't know if that like necessarily fits like a guide's perspective. Like I think within like actual tower limits, the guides are useful, but I don't know how they would fit in spaces that are kind of like hidden floor type spaces. That's just what I mean by that. Zahard's whole ops waiting to come out like mad dogs. Facts. It could be like Pandora's box, open gates of Tartarus, right? Fug would get a crazy boost. I don't think they would join Fug, Obama, the revolutionaries. I think they would have their own goals, but I think they wouldn't be like a temporary alignment. Like I don't think like the revolutionaries would have a reason to fight. I don't think they would have a reason to fight. Fug. They don't have no reason to fight, but they may have similar goals, you know. But I'm of the belief that I'm of the belief that Fug wants to get rid of the 10 family head system. Period. Like they don't want no 10 family head system. The revolutionaries are trying to replace them, so they may actually clash a little bit. So, Machete probably can't wait for this chaos. True. Karaka said his father is a family head. Karaka said his father is a family head. I mean, that would be Zahard, but I don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean by that? That's a thing. When did Karaka say that? What if Labyrinth is in red light district and it has the strongest people, creatures, machine? What if? Oh, what if Enne was locked in the red dump? Bro, Enne being locked in the red dump is no way, no shot. No shot. That's not. First of all, that don't make sense because how did Garan meet her? That I don't think that would make sense. What? But but she could be. She could be. She fits the mold of being locked in. Is maybe Garam got in and got out? Type shit. I don't know. That's a question. I actually don't fucking know. That's some shit. I don't know. That'd be fucked up if they put Gustang's daughter in a red dump. That'd be fucked up if any got put in there, bro. That'd be fucked up. Then you would absolutely regret. So if I was Gustang, you would absolutely 150 million% regret supporting that shit. You got your daughter locked up in there. Oh no, nah, no way Blossom went for that. Like no shot. Blossom went for that. And supposedly it's in a space where Gustang doesn't even know. So no, that don't make sense because Gustang doesn't know where it is. But then again, he removed his memory about the red dump. At that point, he did. My timelines are clashing in my head. Okay, I'm not gonna get into detail about that. Timelines are clashing in my head. Um, it could be like levels of Dante's Inferno's hell. Each of Zahard's parts correspond to the parts of Zahard, like Wingnam. They dumped people and rewrote history. Yeah, they dumped people and anybody that went for that shit. 100% they did that. Get your ass in there. They did, bro. They went and locked people up and dumped them in there, bro. It's not like they wouldn't kill them. I don't think they did kill him though. They were dumped in, so they're finding a way out. Maybe I think that makes for a better plot if they did find a way out. If they like combine their hatred for the family heads and their abilities, like because they're all different people. Like they lock sorcerers in there. Like I don't. If anything, you should. If you got if there's anybody that uses abilities that you don't support, like powers and shit, like sorcerers, you should smoke them. I don't know if you should lock them away. You should smoke them, like because who knows what they can do, right? But I mean, we don't got the context behind that, so we don't know. When Karaka Mepo beat out Gustang on the floor of death, he said, "This is my first time seeing a family leader since my father." Did he say that? I'm gonna look into that. Like, I'm gonna look into that. Hence Gustang waited the act until Mom came and stole the watch, or maybe he means like one of the 11 great warriors, since that applies to Zahar. That's true too. That's true too. And he needs Bomb to unlock the spell, hence all the actions. Okay, I think Augustine did kind of allude to that. I would assume that too. What if Princess of Ari, Han, Zahara, and Yulia in the trash can too? You know what? People have had questions about missing princesses for a long time. Damn, they put no way no way you just let daughters get put in there, bro. That's hard for me to believe. That was White Karaka, not Karaka. Okay, that makes more sense, Obama. That makes more sense. That white would say that I haven't seen a family here since my father. That makes more sense. Yeah, like you might be twisted up in that. That makes more sense what Sleepy saying. I mean, not Sleepy, Obama saying. Caracas have a secret lair on the 97th floor. It wasn't his dark world, but it could be located in one of the cracks. If you go back, he has a red sky. Okay. Damn. We gotta do a lot of research on a lot of shit. Yo, that was white. Yeah, thank you, Emis. Yeah. I think yeah, you and Obama, yeah, you guys are right. That makes more sense that it would be white and not Caracas. Cause yeah, I don't remember Caracas saying no shit like that. Hence, the civilization was probably born. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Caliban's ideals are going to have a mental character idea. Question he hears. Wait. Oh, if Caliban hears that, oh yeah. Caliban gonna lose his fucking mind. Not my daddy's a hard. All right, let me get back to the comments. I finally caught up with y'all. Franklin. All right, so Franklin says, oh, I gotta scroll up a little bit. My bad. If you have played Elden Ring, specifically the DLC, I have not played the DLC, so spoilers. Um, the first thought that came to mind was how a character in Elden Ring ascends to godhood by divesting themselves of all that comes in the way of divinity. I think Zahar divested himself of pieces that made him who he was as he climbed the tower with the pioneers. So Okay, same thing we were talking about. It could have been for a similar reason as we've seen with Traumer and Gusting, but I generally think that Zahard truly wanted to become an absolute king. To do so, he likely removed aspects of himself that he saw a king didn't need: his anger, Karaka, his sense of adventure, the boss, and the care for those around him. Innocence Wing Nam. So though they are basically pure versions of his emotions, or what you were saying, but that's still the same thing that Gus Dang kind of has done, like his austerity, his perversity. Now they aren't the same emotions, like because Gus Dang's shit is more like austerity would kind of be it can be an emotional aspect to it, and they're more abstract ideas. But okay, if you're talking about like purely anger, like plurally like grandeur, adventure, and innocence, then okay, I can see that. Maybe Gustang's is more like an off branch of emotions. Okay, I don't hate that. Um, Now what I find interesting. Oh, let me move this over a little bit. Now what I find interesting is that they had the rings that form the other half of the key that unlocks the tower's next floor, and I highly doubt that Zahara is unaware of this. That's a good question. He told his younger self that he was looking for a way to transcend fate, so generally curious what his plan is. Someone on Reddit compares Zahara to a lonely star shining brightly alone in the sky, and Bomb to the all night encompassing night, devouring all that across, meaning it was itself, merging it with itself. See, it was cooking. That's a good question about the rings. So you lock versions of yourself away with rings to open up the tower doors. What's the logic behind that? Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? That's very questionable. Like, why? If you locked versions of yourself in there with rings to open up the tower, why would you do that? It's almost like do you expect them to never get out, so you just gave it to them type shit? Like that doesn't make sense. There's got to be a reason they have them, and obviously it's to open up the door. But why would you do that? I don't have an answer to that. I honestly don't have an answer to that. If anybody has an answer to that, feel free to share it in the chat. I don't have an answer to that. Why would you do something like that? I have nothing for that. That's a good point. If he locked himself in there and he gave himself keys, why would you do that? I have no idea. I have nothing for that. I am drawing a fucking blank. I can't. I'm really good about like seeing like different perspectives and like ideas about shit. I got nothing for that. I don't know what the logic behind that would be. Lock the door and throw away the key. Right. Yes, Momo, but like, but why even risk giving it to them? Like, why give it to yourself? Like like you're an important person. You are Zahar. These little things, despite what they are, they're versions of you. Why would you give them such important tools? Like like I I'm not putting it together. I'm not. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. That's a good question. That is a question that'll be in the back of my head for a long time. Maybe I'll come up with an answer later on the stream. Maybe in another month or a week or so. I'm gonna be thinking about that though. That's a good question. W comment from Flank. I don't know. That's a very good question. All right, moving on. We got Loki. I ain't seen Loki today. What's up, Loki? What up, my boy? All right. Loki says Zahar is Bomb's father confirmed again. Oh God, what are we? What are you? What are you? What is it? What is it about y'all wanting to believe that? Like y'all want to believe that so badly, dude. Like holy, like stop it, stop it. All right, let me give him a chance. Zahar is Bomb's father confirmed again. Your father is the most despicable man I've ever met. Zahar, you haven't even wanted to see my face in so long. I now believe gusting is also nerfed and will absorb his family members back into himself. Okay, so people really following with that logic. Hey, I'm not against it, but okay. I believe the first is gusting himself. When you think about Tiara was also really ignorant about Gusting's true intentions as well. That's true. That's true. The red garbage dump makes sense being the red light district. Where would you put failed clones of yourself or failed attempts to create the ultimate child or version of yourself? Okay. He could have just stripped Bomb of her Blossom of her powers. Who could have did that? Zahard? Okay. Um Also cool to see Zahard after he's sitting on his throne already. Yeah, that panel was badass. I'm the biggest Zahard fan. I fucking freaked out when I saw Zahard on the throne like that. Like, yeah, King, yeah, King. Show them why you like that. Um, Trauma's weird. Trauma's that weird kid in the class who cuts up and opens up lizards for fun. I think it's deeper than you'll think it is when he says they put history in there. I think he means they literally put their history in there, not just recordings. So you mean like maybe like items and shit? Like I don't know what you mean. Also, I think we might now know where Enryu came from. What is he talking about right now? What? What? Hold on, fam. This man thinks Enryu came from the Red Dump? Nah, I'm not going for that. I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't believe that. No, I don't believe that. That's like, and don't get me wrong. I'm, my head been spinning enough this week. I don't even want to think about the possibility of that. No, they said he entered the tower, didn't he? They said he entered the tower. No, no. I don't like that. Get that shit out of here, Loki. Get the fuck, Loki. Where you at? You gotta get up in here and defend your points. Hell nah. Um, I think Zahar is either hiding from something he saw on the top floors. That's the common thing. Come on, we gotta get away from that. That is the common thing. Or getting ready for the final battle. Your theory on them being different time periods of Zahar, like life, makes sense when we see they all at different levels of power in different ages. The chapter was 9.5. Okay, Loki. Let's see if somebody challenged Loki thoughts here because I think he meant that Enryu enter the tower or get away from it through the crack in the tower. That I can believe. MS. And actually, that's one thing I did want to talk about. I would absolutely if because it was mentioned that Gus Dang helped Blossom get out of the tower, right? What if it was one through one of these cracks? I I don't. I will say I don't love the idea of the cracks though. I don't. It like the red dump is a cool thing, but a crack that gets you outside of the tower is kind of insane. And I would want to believe that crack has to be heavily fucking guarded. Like there has to be an ancient level being guarding that shit 24/7. Like, and if Gustang helped her do it, then it could work in that instance. But there's no way like they don't know like Zahar and them like oversaw that or didn't see it or didn't know about it happening. Like I don't necessarily know if I love that. Like so, ugh. But okay, all right. What y'all talking about? I will listen to Arlene being still at the top of the tower. Arlene being still at the top of the tower is I kind of like that Obama. I kind of like that. Kill said, wait for him before you read his comment. Think he wants to hear your thoughts. Okay, that's fine. I'll skip his comment. Um, Bro, I don't think Bomb's father is a. Okay, so cool. So Gosh is in here. So Gosh challenged Loki a little bit. Bro, I don't think Bomb's father is Zahar. I think Bomb's father is V or Bomb is the essence of the outside God, and I think Bomb is not real chosen one, and B is the real chosen one. I think Bomb is a monster who will devour the tower. So those are all like what Gosh just said are basically all the facts that we know about. Things that have been said and kind of not exactly proven, but like he said everything that can be pretty much looked up and verified. Um like essence of outside God is not necessarily proven, but we know like there's a connection there. Um, I think it's definitely his dad until I see a reason why Gustang hates V. Because well, I think Gustang hates V because of his responsibilities that he's given. Like if you think about everything that's happened to Gustang, it's cause of V. It's because of V. Gustang's entire life happened this way because of the role that V gave him. Gustang would not be in this situation if it wasn't for V. If and that's a, don't get me wrong, that's a massive way to cope. That is a massive fucking coward way to cope. And I will admit that that Gusting would be a bitch for doing that. But we've already seen that this perversity part of Gustang is one that escapes accountability. That's purely what his perversity is. It is to escape accountability, to run away from shit, to dodge shit. He said it in the chapter. So if he wants to blame V, if you don't think he was when he was sitting there writing this shit and he wasn't sitting there cursing V for like you made my life this way, you gave me this shit, and you know that I won't turn away from it because of who I am. You gave me a job, I gotta do it. This is all your fucking fault. It is. It is. He like that's I won't say that V took advantage of Gusting's nature, but Gusting's nature literally defeats him. Like it defeats him. It puts him in this position, and he can't get out of it. He's literally trapped in the time loop where he like or a moral loop, more like that he can't escape because of who he is. He's such a perfectionist. But yeah, he might resent V for that. I could absolutely believe that. So no, I would that would be my point for it. It can't be anything else than that. Like because you could literally blame V for every choice in the way your his life turned out. So because Gusting said your father is the most despicable man I ever met. I still don't think he's talking about V until I see the proof. I think he's absolutely talking about V. I think he's absolutely talking about V. But V was talking just like Zahard. Um, Zahard called himself a god. Also, you gotta put into perspective when Gustang spoke to Bomb that way. When Gustang spoke to Bomb that way, he doesn't have the memories of him seeing Enkidu kill and Whis. At that point in time, the memory isn't recovered yet. So he's still working under the guise that V actually murked and Whis. He's still working under that guise. So he could still hate him for that too. For time's sake, that's also still a thing in his head. So all right. But V was talking just like Zahard. Zahard has called himself God, and V also called himself the God who will fulfill your resentments. V literally woke up from the sleep because of Enkidu's immense hatred. V also called the Enkidu was a masterpiece that was created sacrificing many lives or something like that. So that's why I think V is evil. People love this V is evil thing, man. They do. Also, Gusting called of all 13 warriors sinners. I think V has done something pretty evil. Then you heard about the bomb being the vessel of V theory. Okay. There's a lot of things in that, but I'm pretty sure we all can put that together. I don't have to explain parts of that, like the sinners part and all that. Yeah, but I'm thinking more of the lines like Mark and said that Bomb is Arlen and Zahard's son, and she made him a vessel for V. Plus, we don't really know if that was V. I ain't say that shit. Don't put words in my mouth, Loki. I ain't listen. Don't put. I ain't say that shit. That's Zenu shit. And look, of course, Zenu was in the comment too. Like exactly. I just don't make sense for V to be the worst person than Zahard. But again, guys, that's from Gustang's perspective. If you think about how Gustang's life turned out, he's a man who dodges accountability. He absolutely would blame V for this. I'm sorry. I don't believe it's for this reason. There's more evidence pointing to Zahard being the father. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. That is picking and choosing. I'm sorry. That y'all picking and choosing points to believe. I disagree with that. But V is I don't know, but I would absolutely argue there's more evidence that Bomb is Zahard's son. Bomb is V's son than Zahard. Like what? Have we seen the people? Have we seen what they look like? And then you guys are gonna use the argument. Well, looks don't always matter. That's a convenient argument for this point. The motherfuckers look exactly the same. All right, we ain't gonna do that. Like besides parts of his shaped face, which probably will be made up by Arlen. Fuck no, get out of here, man. Stop that shit. But you know what? A thought just came to my head that I don't like. What if Bomb's body started shaping into V's shape to look like V's body because V is inside him? Like his body got influenced to be in the shape of V because V is inside him. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about that. I just fucked my head up thinking about it. I don't even want to think about that. I ain't support y'all theory. Get the fuck out of here. Hey Zenu. We talked about this in the live reaction in Animal's channel, and Bomb is the prince of Zahard. He is very unbelievable because Bomb being okay. If y'all just talking about Bomb, the theory, I'm gonna skip this. Yeah, they just talking about more of that, so I'm gonna skip that. Because I still got a lot to get to. So thank you Loki for your comment per usual. Mark, we want to see you beat George Lucas on pulling Darth Vader's "I'm your father." Facts. V took advantage of his nature mark. Absolutely, he absolutely did. Yeah, Yi-Rang and Edwin were making fun of Gustang, that Gustang's imperfections that would kill him. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes more sense to me, bro. Like Gustang has been tormented by this action of becoming the judge and the not executioner and the recorder of history. He's been tormented by this shit. Why not? They put in the sons. Why not daughters? I'm 100% sure that some of the lost princesses on that ship. I'm not. I don't disagree with you there, Sleepy. Sometimes I feel like V is considered a sinner mainly because Zahard, Trom have manipulated things to look like that. Very good point, No Name. That could be a part of it too. But again, before Gustang retrieved his memories, everything in his brain would lead to him hating V. It would. Everything that V did, the killing of Van Bleeds or whatever else that the Grace people did, it leads to that. So I'm sharing the power of the rice pot isn't inherently a bad thing, so I couldn't count that as a sin. I wouldn't count that as a sin either. No, that he had good intentions behind it. You can't call it. I wouldn't call that a sin. He had good intentions behind it. All right, moving forward. Moving forward. Okay, Gosh is here again. My theory is Wing Nam is the original Zahard. Okay, I like that. I think Zahard found a demon just like Blue Thressa, and they merged into one being just like Heljo and Red. I like this. I like this. Is Wang Nam a demonless, like a demonless person? Like is he Zahar without a demon in him? That's why he doesn't have any power. Like, what if Zahar entered the tower with no power and he found a demon or an administrator level being? I like that. There's absolutely no evidence to support that. I don't think there is. Not that I can think off the top of my head, but I like the idea of it. I think that Merge Jihad had dumped his human side into the red trash can, and the human side is Wang Nam. Okay, we also I've seen this theory before. You know, there was a theory that a lot of people were running with for a very long time, that the Zahar that sits on the throne is not Zahar, it's an administrator. There are people that said that. There are people that said that. That has been a theory for a long time that that's not Zahar, that it's an administrator in Zahar's body. In a roundabout way, y'all could be fucking right. Like I see it being more of a possibility now than I did when I heard it before. That's a fucking possibility. An administrator just removing all the human parts and taking over Zahar's body. That's kind of fucked. That theory works right now. It kind of works right now. Wow, I did not think I would be coming back around to that theory. That I never really like subscribed to it. That kind of works right now. Shit. Wow. Wow, that kind of stumped me a little bit. That was a theory, but way before this. Yo, yo, holy, that fucked me up a little bit. I ain't gonna cap. God damn, man. God damn. God damn. I don't like that shit. Stop that shit, bro. Man, y'all twisting my brain is moving 10 million pounds, 10 million ways a second. I can't. that theory never spoke to me, but it speaks to me now. Goddamn. All right. Caesar's foreshadowing of Wingnan being the original Zahard. In the workshop battle, Gustang was talking to a mysterious man, and the man asked Gustang who is the real Prince of Zahard that will take the last test of the tower. So there is only one real Prince of Zahard, and other red light district princes are false. I think the real Prince of Zahard, Wingnan, because he is the. Well, yeah, I don't think that they're false. I just think that they're more of the current Zahard than they are pure. Like the Wingnan is just like the purest version. Is no this the simplest way to put it is he's the purest version. The younger version is always going to be the less experienced, the less damaged version. Now, granted, we know that Wingnam's memories are sealed in a way, so we don't know what he remembers or what he knows. But it's got to be like the red light district shit. But I wouldn't call them false. I would just call them they're older and more developed, and so they're more likely to be like the current Zahard than they are to be the pure version of Zahard, if that makes sense. Season 2. In season 2, episode 108, when Wingnam's dream, a mysterious man tells Wingnam that you doesn't deserve friends because you are. Who is Wingnam? Why doesn't he deserve friends? I think Wingnam is the original Zahard, and he doesn't deserve friends because he is Zahard committed many sins. That's a little plain for me. Sorry, everything ain't got to be complicated, but that's a little plain for me. In the Flora Death arc, Enryu says the followers of the False King will die. Enryu called Zahard the False King, correct? Because I think the current Zahard is not the real Zahard. He's the empty shell of Zahard and only has the demon inside of him. Okay, so there's two sides of that, right? So I like that you're bringing that up because that's true. That's very true. However, there are two sides of that. There's a side that some people believe that V was supposed to be the king. V was supposed to be the king. And then if we are following the theory that that's a false Zahard, so that's not the real Zahard, and that the real Zahard is supposed to be king, then that's the other side. So either it's a version of Zahard that's not true, or it's supposed to be V. So there are two sides to that. But that's a good point to bring up. In the Hidden Floor arc, Data Zahard says he has the seed of the king, and we know that the mysterious sword and the nanny of Wingnam has called Wingnam the seed of the king. Correct. Yeah, no, I don't disagree with anything in that part of it. Obviously, throughout the comment, I did make my my judgments, but this is a good comment, Gosh. Very, very well said. Why do people still believe Bomb is Zahard's son? I don't know. I don't know. Emis. They still run with that, but it's not. I'm not saying it's not outside the realm because Tower God is Tower God, but I don't subscribe to it. Bomb looks like V are basically like twins. That's what I said. But hey, it was a case Zahard would be the ultimate fraud if he faked his way up. True. What's up, Rand? Zahard could be the same way as Rachel, and her path is the same way as his. You know what doesn't make sense? Why does Rachel know what the rings? Why did Rachel know what the rings were? Why did Rachel know what the rings were that Wingnam and them have? Why does she know what they are? Rachel is such a fucking question, bro. I don't even want to get into it. I'm sorry. I've had enough of my head wrapping around. I'm not about to do it. Y'all do it. I ain't doing it. That's why I hate how he walks around like he runs the tower. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's the reason. Zahard being a puppet from beginning would be so effed up. I love it. I do like I do like the idea of it. It's just that before when I heard this theory, I didn't think there was much merit to it. But now that we know that bro has absolutely separated himself, and we don't know the exact reason. Is it to be an absolute monarch? It could be, or it could be bro does have a demon or an administrator inside of him that he's doing that for. It's a possibility. It is a possibility. And honestly, like to support that, Wing Nam did get swayed by the sword. So if Wing Nam is a younger version of Zahard being swayed by an administrator, if we take the personalities, it's not outside the realm. Fuck. I gotta stop validating this shit. I start validating this shit. Anyway, the guy playing Puppet King is in his grasp. Hedon is the true end game. I don't subscribe to the Hedon being the master enemy theory, but I know y'all like that. Um, but Rachel, a female clone of Zahard. I don't know, Rand. That's a pot. That's I don't know. I don't want to say that though. I don't want to say that because that makes I don't want to like. How would that even work? Like Zahar separated versions of himself. How the fuck is Rachel a version of Zahar? Like I can't even compute that. I don't know, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I saw this comment. That somebody I'll get to it. Somebody made this cool ass comment about V and Zahar being brothers. I love that shit. Oh, I can't wait to get to that comment. I love the idea of V and Zahar being brothers. That shit is fire. Because you can make so much shit out of that. I get to it. I get to it later. But yeah, I like that shit. Moving forward. If Dumas, oh, it's Gosh again. If Dumas is Gustang's austerity and Michael is Gustang's perversity, hey, Bellier is from the Railway District, and which part of Gustang is Bellier? Well, Bellier's not a part. Bellier's not a. I think Bellier was born in the red light district. Like I think he was like born or made there. But why though? Bellier is such a fucking. He's a question because why? Why would he be made there? Like we all believe that Gustang's only child is Enne, right? So what the fuck is Bellier? But he's Poe Beedal. And he's supposedly Gustang's son. I wouldn't say he's a like because I wouldn't say he's the first. He doesn't. He doesn't give me clone vibes. Like I don't like. It's like saying, what if Gustang tried to do as Zahar did, and that's what Bellier is, but he failed completely. Like I don't think that's what that is. I don't. There's nothing that really supports that. Now Bellier does have a weak body, and there's something to that. There's something to Bellier having a weak body. There's something to that, but I don't know what that is. Bellier's a fucking question because he's the only person that we know of outside of like Wingnam and like Karaka, like that came from RLD. So what is it about Bellier that he comes from RLD? I like okay. I wonder if like I wonder because Bellier has connections to the revolutionaries, right? Bellier is adopted into the family. So I wonder if Bellier did come to the RL. He came out of the RLD. And maybe Bellier is just a maybe Bellier is well no because he found them in the streets though. When we see Gustang approach him and give him power, he's found in the streets as like this ragged piece of shit. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. Bellier's identity is a huge question now for me. Like because it is significant. What y'all talking about? If she was a clone of anybody, Rachel would be a powerless version of Arlen herself. Supporting why she pushed Bob because her version of V didn't wake up and take over. Ooh, I like that, Chevy. I like that. I like that. I like that. I ain't gonna cap. Remember, yeah, keep that in the tuck. Keep that in the tuck. Write that down. Keep that in the tuck. I like that. But what would be so messed up? That would be so. It would be. Bellier's yeah. Well, the Bellier could be guilt made into person. I don't know though. But his body's weak though. Like his body is physically weak though. Like it's like I don't know. I don't know. Well, Gusting is the head of his family and had the highest authority. If Gusting brings a homeless dude and says, "This is my son," will anybody question it? No, but it's the fact that he came out of RLD. the thing. Like Bellier said, he doesn't really know them though. That's true. He doesn't really know them. You're right. So how the fuck does he get? Man, maybe Bellier managed to run away from Red Light District with help of the boss. Yeah, but so okay. Here's a possibility, and this is a stretch. If what if the boss, because one of the versions of the boss we believe can have premonitions, right? What if he had a premonition that Gustang may have dumped people from his own family, or no? Okay, but why would Gustang care about Bellier? That's okay. So yeah, that doesn't make sense. Like if Bellier was adopted into the family, why would Gustang even give a fuck about him? Like why? Like if he's not an actual part of Gustang's blood or anything like that, why would Gustang go and give him this role? I don't know. I don't have the answer. I don't have the fucking answer. I don't have the fucking answer. Maybe he himself was out in the trash can in the past. Ah, or Belly is a descendant of someone who was punished there by Gus. I, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. None of those are speaking to me. Like, and she was like, "So, oh yeah. I remember that. I'm like maybe one of those people who were shown in the flashback historians that worked for Gus. One of the people that complained about the daughter. Okay, okay. In all seriousness, perhaps Bellier is Gustang's lost humanity. But but Bellier has no power. Like he's weak as fuck. His body's weak. Like that's the part I have a problem believing. Like Bellier is weak as shit. Like Gustang literally just like created like a worthless being. Like I don't know. Like Bellier has a secret superpower like Wing Nam. I don't think so. I don't think he does. Man, that's stumping me, bro. That is stumping me, and it's stumping me. It's stumping me to the point it's irritating me. What is the deal with Bellier? Why does he come from the RLD? I'm not saying none of y'all what y'all saying is valid because I agree. Like he could be like a part of a family that was dumped in there, or like the people that was dumped, or something like that. And maybe we need more context and information about it. I wish I had the answer in front of me so I can further think of something else. But so maybe it's part of the Gus that was too weak to stand up to Zahard. That is a possibility. I would like to see him introduced as that. That would be an interesting thing to see. But we kind of got a Bellier introduction, right? That's true, Loki. That's true. No, I don't think he is a creation. It's because given that it seems like he has a regular body and shit, and you're right. He doesn't talk like he's a one of the Arc Librarians. The Arc Librarians don't even respect him. But if he is the weak version of Zahard, I mean of Zahard of Gustang, then that could be the reason. But I don't know. Rachel says she knew someone else who has the ring. Do you think Bomb had a ring? Because during the war, Arlene and V were fighting to get the ring in 13-month series, and left one ring with her dead son. No, Emisk, I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, Gustang said he made his decision that made sense, and he lived a peak because of it. He's doing the inverse now. But no name. See, I think that I think we'll get the transformation of how Gustang got here when we get the introduction of Proust. When we like, just like how we got perversity with um Mikkel, I think the flip will come with Proust. So I don't necessarily think that I Bellier has not been described as scripture. Let me just put it plainly and simply. Bellier has not been described as scripture. He does not seem like scripture to me. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. Is it? Could it be? It could be, but I don't see him being. I don't see him being scripture. Like creating a weak version of yourself that doesn't even have any type of power. It's that's possible. I just don't know. All right, gosh, take it easy, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Maybe by removing his weakness, Gusting created Bellier, but Gusting loves Bellier because he represents the weak humanity he lost. I don't. It's just that he wasn't introduced as as scripture yet, because we know that arc librarians are scriptures, but because he's so weak, maybe he doesn't give him that title. But he is vice captain though. But it's only for the war though. I don't know, man. Having a nobody be a pivotal piece of taking down the 10 family heads. Didn't she know about Dumas? Why not Bellier? Oh, he's on the Chevy. Okay, all right. I'm gonna move on from that part. I don't know. Y'all feel free to keep going on with the Bellier shit. I'm the questions are up in the air for me. Um, Continuing with Gosh's comment, can you explain to me why Zahard committed genocide against mechanical soldiers, principles, theorists, and guides who follow useless path? Uh, can you explain to me why Zahard committed genocide against mechanical soldiers? So I think they may have done that against anybody that could oppose them. Like these aren't like so. Let's just say when Zahar is developing his dynasty, right, and the family his are developing their dynasty, their families may not be at the strength of all these people they're mentioning. So the sorcerers are obviously not a part of the families. Soldiers are not a part of the families. Theorists and like politicians or whatever else got dumped are people who could influence the tower in ways by speaking out. So they got rid of all of these things. Okay, if there are soldiers that are stronger than their family members, they can't have that. Dump y'all. If there are sorcerers that can do shit that possibly they can't do, or that could interrupt shit or fuck shit up, gotta get rid of them too. If there are people who can speak out, like let's just say a Fox News, okay, Fox News, get the fuck out of here. Like they got to do that. So that's what I think that is. And guys who follow a useless path, well, if the guys aren't following something that they support their narrative, because like literally you can call like, and I'm not even getting into politics, I'm just saying you can call Zahard's ring like Zahard's faction is a political faction, and then there are the regular people's faction. If these guides don't support the Zahard's faction's paths, y'all useless. Like what are y'all here for? Get dumped. So, yeah, and they probably were against Zahar becoming king. True. To put it simply, I don't think Zahar. He said, I don't think so. I think Jahad think that these people are useless as a. Well, yeah, they would be. And they also would be useless. But the family heads are like they are dictators. To put it simply, they are dictators. So if you don't support the dictator narrative, you're getting dumped. It's just that simple. Damn, gosh, got another one up here. All right, gosh. Hey, I have a wild theory that Jahad and Arlene were married, and Arlen committed adultery with V. I've heard this before. I don't subscribe to this. There are theories that say that Rachel is the daughter of Jahad and Arlen. And I also think that the mysterious sword told Wingnam to kill V. Um, I've never heard that. That would make sense though. If Wingnam is the seed of Zahard, and that the sword could see V inside of Bomb, that would literally be a Zahard versus V thing. I can see that. That's interesting. That's indirectly a Zahard versus the V thing. Wow. Blew my fucking mind just now. Okay, imagine if Wingnam is the original Jahad and V somehow finds out that both V and Wingnam will each other. Also, Seal has said in blog posts that Wingnam knows many secrets about the tower, and that Wingnam has also sealed his memories. Yeah, yeah, we all believe that. And that's kind of been proven. Also, side question: where is Zahara when Gustang talks to him? I don't think that they ever said it's got to be his throne, right? He's sitting on the throne. I would assume it's his throne. Um, but here again, we know that there are some people in Pobedal family that are not made by Gus scripture. Exactly. Um, So what is the significance of bellier, right? I'm Rachel. I'm a Rachel Zahard daughter guy too. That's okay. If, I got to bounce. You should do a quick summary of sorts of everything in the stream, like a lore dump episode. I just don't have time to watch all this. Thanks. That's okay. No problem. Um, a quick summary of everything in the stream. That's a lot. That's a lot of work. Shit, I don't know if I'm doing that, but yeah. Sorry. Hey, watch it back if you got time. If you don't, it's all good. Yeah. As I said, this is gonna be a long stream anyway, 2 to 3 hours, maybe 2.5 hours. I gotta get through all these comments, and I will. So I said I would, and I will. I'm gonna do it. I can't believe it's 3 o'clock already, though. Shit. All right, let's get to it. So Gosh, thank you for all your comments, Gosh. Gosh been cooking a bunch of theories. Thank you for that. Ishiwo 1526. 635. I'm definitely saying that. They've been saying that for a long time. Oh shit, I'm sorry. It's not even on the whole screen. Let me my bad. That's my fault. Cuz scriptures work the same way as water dragons from Trom. I think that's what people are saying, MS. That's basically what some people are saying. Okay. For a long writing those beings okay. I'm definitely saying that they have been saying that for a long time. Writing those beings, Duma, Ciara, Michael, etc., into existence takes power. Gusting probably used some of his own power, just like Trami used some of his own. And yes, I also wonder about Michael using this power now. Oh, we gotta talk about that. What the fuck is that power, bro? Bro said squirm and her whole body twisted. That was crazy. That was kind of crazy. I wonder what his power really is. Like you know what I thought when I saw him do that? I thought about the dude from JJK who can speak words and like do damage to people and shit. That's what I was thinking about. The dude who could say like sit or like jump, like, and he can make you jump. I was thinking about that. Since they all come from him and their powers all came from him, that'd be crazy if Gusting had like abilities like that and shit. So all right, but and he can use it to a greater degree. Now that'd be some great shit. Moving forward, Gosh again, Jesus, Gosh. Okay, I have a theory about the real reason why Zahard killed Bomb. I think Zahard had seen Bomb's fate turn into a monster that will devour the tower, so to prevent he killed Bomb. What do you think about that theory? I don't necessarily subscribe to this, only because you can't see the fate of irregulars. Now, there's a question behind that I could be wrong, because are you an irregular if you are born from two irregulars? That's a question we don't have the answer to, and I don't think so, because any is never described as an irregular. We've never heard any described as an irregular, just because her dad and mom were two family heads. So if we take that and we run with that for Bomb, then maybe you could be correct, because maybe Bomb's not a regular at that point, so maybe he can see his future and may have smoked them. So I don't know, but we never. I guess it doesn't make sense if we never heard the direct descendants of two family heads being called irregulars. So maybe he could see the future, and maybe he might have murked them. That could be it. Or I think it's out of pure jealousy. To be honest, I think it's out of pure jealousy. I think it's just because the woman he wanted got pregnant, and like y'all not having a child, and he smoked them. I think it's that simple for me. I would hate to be a little bit overcomplicated for smoking Bomb. I would love it to be like a love struggle that Bomb was smoked for. Him seeing that far in the future that Bomb would be like the guy that kills him. I don't like that. Also, we could make the argument now these days. We can make the argument now that these days that if you are saying that Zahard saw Zahard killed Bomb because he saw his future. Well, no, because you can make the argument that it's actually V, the one who's meant to climb and destroy the tower. Given that what we know about V now and him being inside the Bomb. So that future you're talking about in that comment, the theory of him like taking over the tower, it wouldn't necessarily be Bomb. It's most likely V is the one that's being spoken about, not this version of Bomb. So this is the shit gets so really muddy and it gets really complicated when you think of it that way. But I don't think that speaks of Bob. At least not anymore. That's it used to be. It didn't used to be a question. It's a question now. Real name. Oh, what's up, Kill? Rachel's probably related to Icarus because she used her Icarus name in Avatar: Data World. I wonder. Yeah, that's always been a theory, Misk, and I don't disagree with that. We just don't have enough evidence. We did like a lot of streams earlier on when Icarus was getting brought into this whole plot, which I still don't see how she relates to the plot. But I mean, you could say it relates to V. But when Icarus was getting brought up, we did a lot of comparisons between her and Rachel. Um, Following the current pattern, are all Ari Han family members swords? They probably are. Sleepy. Think he's just Gustang's bastard child. Before he got with Blossom, telling me Gustang is one of the greatest minds. Didn't look at Towerborn and try to clap cheeks for science. I don't think so. Gustang doesn't give me the clapping random girls type dude. He seems very picky about his women, and I would think he's very picky since he's such a perfectionist and judgmental dude. I don't think he would have a bastard child. I wouldn't think so. Um, yeah. Or can you skip to my comments if you can? I gotta leave in an hour. Yeah, I can do that for you. That's no problem. If anybody else doesn't mind, I'm just gonna skip. I'm gonna come back to your comment, Borzy, and yeah, Borzy. Yeah, it's only a couple up anyway. All right. So what you talking about? You read the Blossom part wrong or a wrong translation. What it says is Blossom has not removed her emotions. She had a lot of emotions still left because she was always in the dream world. Yeah, I do remember. It was during my review. I realized that I mixed translations up in like both chapter reviews, like not in both versions. That like, I really wish I didn't read the Arlen Scans one, and I really normally don't. But when y'all post the spoilers in chat, I got so excited about the chapter that I actually scrolled through the Arlen Scans this time, and it's kind of twisted a little bit of my words and a little bit of my mindset with some of this shit. So yeah, but you're right, Kill. I understand that. Hence, was under the covers crying from killing a whole civilization. She was the one with the most emotions among the 11. Right, correct. Also remember the stream where people were complaining that it doesn't make sense that Gustav needs the bracelet to kill Zahard if he can physically kill a family head. I didn't tell y'all be more patient. Likely it will happen. It will help Tower inhabitants and still way to rise up themselves. Um, well, my theory behind that, I don't know if it's well, yeah, we know it's not to kill Zahar, but what I said earlier, we know now we know that it's a key. I said it's the key it's kind of the key that'll kind of throw the tower into chaos, basically, right? Like all the people that are hidden within the red dump, all the sorcerers, all the people that help raise the Sahara clones, the ancient species, politicians, all that shit, all them people festering in that red light district, red light dump are going to be released, and that'll cause chaos in the tower. That's what the chaos is. Releasing everything in there would cause chaos. It would destroy everything. It would. It's literally the revolutionary guys' real army. That's their real army. Their real army is within that red dump, waiting to be released. And so that's why, and that's probably why Gustang said he's gonna give it to them, so they can release their armies. They release their armies, shit goes haywire. That's it. He literally said he's gonna give it to them. So, um, but you know what? Didn't question. Go back just to go back for a second. Didn't Gustang use the bracelet to did Gustang use the bracelet to unseal Enkidu? Or was that bullshit? Or Rachel tried to use the fake bracelet to unseal. Rachel used the bracelet to unseal the door. Is the bracelet capable of just I understand it's a key to the red like district. Is it capable of just breaking seals? Is it capable of breaking seals? I'm just thinking if it could be used to unseal any, because it could. Anyway, all right. Let me get back to your comment. All right. Also remember the people. All right. I did. Y'all be. Also, the red light district being called a gap or one of the gaps in the tower, and throwing sorcerers in there probably relates to Lustlek and Urek fight. And magic said to come from the incomplete part of the tower. I sent you the thread. I read on Twitter. I did skim through your thread, and I absolutely agree. I agree with everything that you said there, Kill. I think you're absolutely right. The darkness of the tower, the darkness of the tower thing, and the spells that come from the tower, all that absolutely true. You are 100. I absolutely 100% agree with you. And that's also a part I've never even thought about. Well done putting that together. Because yeah, it was always explained that spell work has always been different from Shinsu and Shinsu abilities. So the fact that spell work comes from cracks or hidden places in the tower, and Lustlek comes from that, if Lustlek comes from the dark places in the tower, that actually could be where Thug is actually hidden. Thug is probably hidden in the dark spaces of the tower. That's why Zahard and them could never find him. That actually makes a lot of sense too. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. Actually, hmm. Okay. How many direct descendants have two irregulars in pair? We got Bomb. Any? Who else? I don't think we have anybody else. There have been mentions of possibilities of people, but we haven't seen them, so we don't know. We said yeah, the urine twins, but we don't. I don't know. We don't know who their father is. So, uh, the two irregulars and parents. That's a hard one. I don't even know for sure. We can count Bomb yet. That's true. The door was already open, and Gusting still has the bracelet. Right. Yeah. We know he's going to give the bracelet to them though. He's going to give the bracelet to the revolutionaries for sure. Rachel was worthy and opened the door using the fake bracelet. Right. So see now you're thinking any possibility. Not to mention there are other places in the tower. Order gave me the Zenu well done speech. Y'all, after how many disagreements, we making it out the hood. Hey, yo, stop it. No, that was a really no. You really put that together well. Like I got to give you your credit for that. I have not spell work has been one thing I have not always looked that deep into, but I do specifically remember everything that Lustlek says when it comes to spell work, how it comes from the darkness, how it comes from places, and how he speaks about himself and where he comes from. So everything with Fug itself existing in these cracked spaces, that makes sense why they can never be found. It makes sense why they've never been taken care of. Less strength coming from that absolutely makes sense. And if Arlen helped him harness or train him on that shit, that's insane to even think about too. Um, yeah, and the more we know that now we know that this crack spaces things creates a lot of complications now, right? Because now you can see a possible way for Arlen to escape the tower. Um, you can kind of see it. That door that's in the picture, what if she created that shit herself? Now, granted, maybe it may have cost her life to do it. I would assume to do something like that. If she did do that, it would cost a lot. You would have to pay a heavy penalty to do that. But I can kind of see windows where that would happen. That part makes sense. Now, obviously, there can't be a bunch of cracks that goes to the outside. That would make for bad. There can't be a bunch of holes in the tower where people could just enter. But for Inryu, that works. For Inryu, that would work. That would absolutely work. No, and we just said the same thing, Kill. We just said the same thing before you even wrote it. We said the same thing. That absolutely works for the theory of Inryu. I would 100% agree with that. Hold up. If Nikita woke up V with wanting revenge and revenge, why did Rachel never wake up V? What do you mean by that? What do you mean when they met in the cave, Loki? If Rachel didn't show any malice, then I don't like. Enkidu is basically radiating malice for Traumary. Like that's his whole existence for being out, and being that like they're in this like weird state. Like if that's what you're talking about, they're in like this weird state where Enkidu is technically inside of V, not directly, but they're like connected in that way where V can basically like see inside of his soul type shit. So if that's what you mean, then that's why. But if you're talking about like sealed bomb and why like sealed bomb couldn't read like Rachel's like thoughts when they were like then, I don't know if she had the malice against bomb during that time. She may have not had malice for him. Um, that would be my assumption, but we don't know. But yeah, W comment from Kill. Listen. I give you your flowers for the discovery, not necessarily the discovery, but the figuring out of less X abilities and the magic shit. Like that's 100% correct. I don't disagree with anything that you've said here. Um, all right, moving forward. Going back to Borzy. So Borzy said, first of all, Siu is cooking good. This is going to be the best chapter lore wise since Garam revealed V. I agree with you. This is one of the best lore dumps we've gotten. And it will now all come together like why V was better suited for the role of king, what the princes of Zahard are, what happened to Annie, how the family heads ended up like this, etc. I think Annie is the key to all of this. Gusting helped Garam to take cover in the Flora depth after the incident, and I think that he got more information about what happened to Arlen and why Zahard stopped climbing. My call is that he waited for Bomb since then. Maybe Bomb is the key to getting Annie back. Maybe he knew about V being in Bomb's body, or maybe he wants to kill Zahar and needs Bomb for that. I everything you're saying is pretty much like fact based, but I don't like there are holes in that. Like there's some holes in there that you could that people could point out. I think Bomb is the key to get Annie back out of imprisonment. People have been saying that for a long time. I don't think that she is the RLD because I don't think she is in the RLD. Okay, because Garam met her while being in prison. Yeah, I was kind of saying that earlier that like, I don't think that like she's sealed there, and yeah, Garam like making it there and then like not going inside will make sense. Now, could she be sealed near it or outside of it? Possibility, but no, I don't think so. She's sealed in a place where Traumary knows and Blossom knows. Like we know that Blossom and Traumary knows where she's sealed. Um, but Gusting doesn't. So that could be, and it could be another crack. It could be. I would assume it's another crack. Like if she's like, there's nowhere that Gusting can't travel in the tower. So she's kind of got to be sealed in the crack, right? I don't think there she's I mean, or it's sealed by a spell. That's a possibility too. Um, question. So who do we think made that spell? Then question. Who do you kill since you if you're still here? Who do you think made the spell to seal the sprout? I mean, like what you we were talking about with the magic doesn't necessarily expose anybody for it, but I'm just curious. I don't and so why does Gusting need bomb? That's because they hid the key in the hidden floor in the hands of the at this point strongest regular has been in the tower. So Gusting needed someone to take down Data Zahara. Who else but another irregular should be able to do so, right? Until now, everything is coming together. Only Bomb still doesn't fit into the equation. I agree. Bomb is in a weird spot. If CU handles everything well, this becomes some older like plot where he combines plot points like the hundreds of chapters apart. Well, yeah, that's what he always does. I'm like I said, this chapter was it answers so many plot line questions. Arlen made the spell to seal the sprout. Well, no, that doesn't make sense. How could Arlen seal the sprout if she was against Zahar at the time? No, like the sprout is where Enkidu is locked in. So why would Enkidu? Why would Arlen or the sprout is where Enkidu is sealed? So why would Arlen and V who are against Zahard and the family heads, Seal and Kidu. If anything, they wouldn't Seal and Kidu. You think Gustain made the sprout? I'm not sure who made the sprout. It was someone with a ponytail. I know some people think it was Ed. Some people do think it was Ed. It looked like a woman, and I see why like we thought it was Arlen because they accused him of doing a crime. So she stopped the sprout from growing to one day bring down Zahar. Okay, I don't disagree with the possibility of that kill. That's a possibility. I don't disagree with that. And it does look like her shape and what she wears. I don't think it was Gusting though. The person did have a ponytail. I know some people said they thought it was Ed. But we have no evidence of Ed using like using spells. Um, it makes sense that Zahar would keep some sorcerer for himself. Who's the guy that made the 13-month series? The guy who made the 13-month series is a blacksmith, though. I don't think he's a spellcrafter. He's like a master blacksmith. I forget his name, but he's like a master blacksmith. He's not a spellcrafter. To my knowledge, I don't think he is. Remember Zahar put dwarves in the red trash? It does make sense for Zahar to keep sorcerers for himself, though. So maybe it was just somebody who could do a spell that powerful. That's possible. I would get on board with that. I would assume that Zahar has like some people that maybe are like top 50 level or maybe even top 100 level that are like super duper spellcasters. I could get behind that. Um, who led the useless pass? More likely pass they didn't agree with. I can get behind that. That's right. I remember they stopped the sprout. It was supposed to keep growing. Isn't it weird how favorite? Yeah, that actually would make sense if it was Arlen to stop it from growing. For that purpose, yeah, I can get behind that. More likely the door is aligned with Arlen. I can get behind that. For that reason. And then what did Borzy say back here? P.S. I think the point with Blossom was that because she sleeps all the time, she wasn't able to lose enough of her emotions and not care about Tower Lords anymore. Yeah, you're correct. Urex fit is the whole topic so well. He is the strongest man in the tower without stopping to care about Towerborn. Helja, he is the perfect antithesis to the family hits, and it's the best choice to bring him back into the story right now. Yeah, well, I don't know if we'll see him right now, but we'll definitely see him soon. I also think Bomb is the key to free Enne. I think season 3 will end with her being free. They'll lead to Princess of Zahard arc. I don't know because we don't know where she's sealed at. So, like, I feel like personally, if Trom knew that we were on the floor of like Enne getting sealed or so like somewhere close, like he would like be cautious of it since he knows. But we haven't seen anything of the contrary, so I don't know. But we'll see. Now, the original spell in the spell was to keep growing, but Arlen stopped it from growing to stop the Sahar. Right? No, that's correct. And Gusting even was surprised that the spell was broken. Correct. So yeah, there was a spell placed on it for it to continuously grow, and then Arlen put a spell on it to stop it from growing. Got it. Okay. Bellier is probably from the ancient race that Blossom got rid of. Hmm. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. Funny, I know you're not watching the live stream, and you'll probably see this later. I don't hate that though. I don't hate that. We were questioning where Bellier is from. I don't hate that. I thought I think somebody did mention that earlier. Maybe I didn't read it correctly. Maybe that's what they meant, but I don't hate that. Um, okay. Moving forward, we got Borzy in there, my boy. We got Borzy again. Okay. Borzy for wait. Oh wait, it's the same comment. Oh, this is just YouTube fucking up. Hold on. Let me refresh. That's just YouTube fucking up. Okay, there we go. We have my boy MS. All right, MS says this chapter was awesome. Not out of 10. The only thing to nitpicking was fact that Yoren was in it, but we didn't see her face. This is like so. Okay, so this is like the fourth or fifth time we've got a silhouette of Yoren. I think we can assume that Yoren will be the next family head revealed. I think we all can agree on that, right? He has done that several times. Um, I would assume that she's the next one because like even like before Edwin, like we got so many mentions of Ed like during like season two, and like silhouettes of him too. I think I think that's pretty accurate. I think it'll be Yoren next. Maybe she shows up to the battlefield. I assumed I already assumed it was already going to be Yoren because Yori went back, and if Yori goes back to report to Yoren about everything that's happening before she left, I have reason to believe she'll show up. You know, because we talked about this months ago about family heroes. We think that would show up to the great chess match before we thought it was like a what it turned into, and we thought it might have been a chess match, which it still can be. But I think Yoren is probably the next one we see. Bellier is weak, so he probably was born from the ancient race. To be honest, I thought everyone thought that. Well, the I what we were talking about, Kill, earlier, you weren't in here, is that why would so Bellier comes from the RLD. How does he escape? Because we made the argument that if there are cracks, there's possibly that it makes sense for Zahard's clones, which Karaka, Wingnam, the boss in them, to escape because they are leaders in the red light district. So for them to get out and have influence and build themselves or whatever, because obviously the boss in them have been scheming and planning for this for a long time. That makes sense for them to all get out. Bellier comes from the red light district as well. Why is he out? Why did Gustang seek him out? Why did Gustang make him a part of everything? That's the question. Because when we see Gustang find him, he's just in the street. He's just in the street. But yeah. Skip MS comment. He ain't got shit to say. y'all stay trolling each other. Y'all hilarious. Anyway. Blossom could be like a leader of elf druids who sleeps for thousands of years. Malfurion from WoW. I don't know who that is. From WoW, but okay. What if Dream World is tied to Plant God and Blossom is one of its guardians? The thing that made life blossom, floors conquered by Great War. What if the Dream World is tied to Plant God and Blossom is one of the guardians? The thing that made life blossom and floors conquered by you losing me a little bit there. I see the theory, but I don't think I subscribe to it. I talked about it was in the what if Blossom, Lee Rang, and Yoren were a part of a Plant God's faction and family heads. Meanwhile, there could be some other family head factions that were siding with the machines. No, Zahar is too much of a dictator. I don't believe. I wouldn't subscribe to this. Yeah, I wouldn't subscribe to this. Like because we don't even see these religions now. Like, because I see the Plant God and Machine God as kind of like a religion at this point. We don't see any support for these. So, but well, okay. I take that back. I take that back. Lee Rang does have the plant thing. Blossom is what? What would you say for Blossom? I don't know why you would say Blossom supports it. I don't have any evidence for that. Yoren, I don't know why you would say that either. Maybe just Lee Rang at this point. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what conversation y'all had, but y'all losing me a little bit with that one. Anyway, going back to the stuff that could happen in the labyrinth where Annie is trapped is also there. What if bomb spell breaking abilities will open the Pandora's box or gates of Tartarus? They'll unleash the ancients, maybe Plant God, machines, guides. Also, well, see, that's I don't know if I like the idea of bomb opening the gate which is like if you're talking about the red dump, I like the more of the idea of the bracelet being able to the only thing to do it. If Bomb can do it, then okay, but I think I like the more of the ability of the bracelet being the only thing that can unseal it. Um, Bomb being able to unseal any I could get behind, but I don't know if the red dump should be unsealed by Bomb. Because like bombs, like while bomb is the can spell break, I don't think bomb is the only one who can unseal and spell break out of like all the family heads. So I don't know if that like you know, but another what if in the end Wingnumb's gonna return with the rest of the segments of Zahard when we will see bomb versus we'll fight versus bomb and B. We know the family has beef with each other. Yuri has a flower ability. Yeah, but a flower ability isn't enough to get me, like, yeah. If it's a spell, Bond should be able to do it. That's if it's a spell, though. If it's just a lock and a key, then Bond wouldn't be able to do it. Okay. But thank you for the comment, per usual, MS. Michaela goes to say, shut the fuck up. That's basically what he told her. That is basically what he told her, bro. Like, he like I don't know about y'all, but Hugo annoyed the shit out of me, like sitting there like spewing shit. Like she's one of those people who clearly thinks that Gus Thing is like goody goody two shoes and shit, and like no, shorty, like that's not it. Like Michael, like bro, you don't know shit. You don't know what we would like what the real thing is. So, but yeah, thanks. No, Noah's World. Rich says just here to say I appreciate the chapter reviews. There's a lot of talk content creators that there's not a lot of talk content creators that break down the raw chapters so thoroughly. Thank you, Rich. Some love, some appreciation. Thank you. Your boy be trying. Okay, I may miss some streams and I may release my reviews late sometimes, but thank you. I appreciate it. A little bit of love. Nah, we all good. I appreciate you all. I appreciate everybody. But thanks for the acknowledgement though. Go says the first V theories now new Zahard theories. So you really enjoy making the community and the chaos these past chapters. Facts, bro. We've been the community has been besides themselves with all this shit, bro. We have been. We've been beside ourselves. Travis, which is Momo. The entity absorbing the souls in this chapter is very reminiscent of the Blue Thruster talking about bombs of power absorbing the vengeful souls of white. You know what? Did anybody read the Arlen scans? I don't subscribe to the Arlen scans, but the Arlen scans says some shit like there's a divine beast that absorbs the souls. There's like a divine beast that exists in the tower that absorbs all the Shinsu and kind of redistributes it and shit. I don't like. Well, first of all, it's a translation thing, so there's no telling if that translation is correct. But obviously, Christian got a completely different translation. But that's just what that made me think of. That weird translation we got of that. But no, the flow of Shinsu, the death of people, the returning back to the flow has become a very important theme in these last couple chapters. Understanding that, and especially seeing Trom this chapter absolutely disrupt that, is kind of like it first of all it shows you how groundbreaking the family heads really are, especially when it comes to spell work. But I agree with you. It is kind of reminiscent of the Blue Thruster or administration level shit. Now Hugo's correct about Gustang in a way. Hugo says, "How can you question me?" And I'm a part of Gustang, but Tiara is also part of Gustang, and she was trying to stop Gustang. Well, Tiara is not any. Tiara is not a specific part of Gustang that we know about. Like Tiara is obviously scripture from Gustang, but Tiara could be just a rehashing of any. We know that like the specific scriptures have specific texts that they are. So perversity, austerity, they are all specific parts of Gustang. This is kind of what I was explaining in the video, that the austerity represents that younger version of Gustang with the Oak Bee. Perversity is the current Gustang we just got in his flashback. So I don't think Tiara fits any of those molds of being an actual part of Gustang. While she comes from him like as writing, she doesn't represent any of his a part of his personality that we've seen. Not yet, at least. She hasn't been explained in that way. I read both because Arlen scans don't be missing panels. True. Christian do be missing panels. You're right about that. The tiara is the writing of Gusting. She's not rehearsing. True, but that doesn't mean that she's a part of him. She's just something that could be created. Like, for example, all the shit that he manifested out of the book, she could be simply that. Just a more detailed version of it. That has existed for a long time. But she's not exactly scripture from him. Daniel. Daniel says too many comments today. I can't be bothered to give up. I can't be bothered to give out my Gap Fest today. Daniel spared me this week. Appreciate you, Daniel. Because we got enough comments this week, right? I think I've got this comment. Ace says if the place was sealed, then how Wingnam, Karaka, and Bellier managed to leave? I think the red light district is another place. I explained this earlier. How I think that they escaped. Bellier is the only question I have. I don't know how Bellier escaped. I don't think Bellier would escape with the Zahard clones. So that's the only question I have. I have no idea about Bellier. But I'm not gonna go back into it because I explained it earlier. So, but thank you for the comment. Oh, here comes Zenu. Oh, fuck my life. Tiara literally said what Perversi said to Hugo to Bellier word for word. No, she's a part of him, though she's not as simple writing. She's not been described as a particular part of him, though. The austerity and the perversity have said they are that of Gusting. Tiara has not been described as a part of scripture of him. We know that she comes from him, but she's not been described as a part of him. That's all. That's all. That's all the only point. And until if she gets re-brought in, there's no way for me to describe what she represents. You know I gotta drink water when I read. I listen. Go back. You can go back and watch every stream that I've ever done with Zenu. I always drink a glass of water before I read Zenu shit. Every time, because I know this is about to be a fucking yap fest. Your connection to the Arc Librarians and Gusting was great. I called Hugo's appearance last week. Tiara and Hugo are similar in the fact that they hold Gusting. Also, thank you for the Arc Librarian thing. That was a fun breakdown, by the way. To do that, I can't wait. Like I said, I can't wait till we get Proust, because if we get Proust, that means we're gonna get another flashback. So, once we get into the details of Proust explaining what part of Gusting it is, we'll get another flashback more than likely. So I can't wait for that part of it. Tiara and Hugo are similar in the fact that they hold Gusting in such a reverence, yet being ignorant of his true nature. Yes, I agree. I'm more interested in Michael's character than I was previously in his ability to be connected to perversity in some way. Squirm is pretty broken, as it made Hugo, who is a squadron commander tier, completely helpless against the effects of his power. Right, I was wondering how that works. Again, I thought it worked like the dude in JJK who can kind of speak shit into existence, but that's kind of what he did. He just said Squirm and she just started twisting and shit. This leads me to Tiara, as she's also made from Gusting scripture. Right. Then that's what me and Kill was just talking about. We just don't know what part she represents. I have two theories about her, and the first one isn't novel, but I think she represents Gusting's psychology, malice. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I want the introduction of that. Like, if she gets rewritten or re-brought in, but she's dead though, so I don't know how she even would. So that I wonder how that works. I don't think she regenerates. Like she's actually dead. So it's weird. I wonder if because she's dead, if that nerfs Gusting. Like, cause a lot of people in the comments and like today in the stream, everybody's pretty much of the same ilk, thinking that Tiara is that Gusting's scriptures nerf him, and that he'll eventually reabsorb them and be at full strength. Tiara is dead. So does that nerf Gusting? Does a portion of his power simply not return to him? That would be interesting. I wonder if that makes a difference. Like, I don't think he like maybe Gusting didn't account for Tiara dying. Um, that's just a question. I know because I know everybody's been saying that like, yo, he's nerfed. He's probably nerfed. He's got to reabsorb everybody. But if Tiara's dead, is he able to reabsorb her dead body? Like, I don't know. Just a thought. But she brutally murders everyone indiscriminately with no hesitation or remorse, and Gusting has been revered as a psychopath on numerous occasions. Honestly, I could make the argument of Gusting being a psychopath because he was so judgmental of everybody and whacking the shit out of everybody. I can give him that. But there's a part of that that could be Tiara. Second, Tiara is based off of any. That's what I said. I think Tiara is based off any. Think about her name for a second. A tiara is typically something a princess wears, and Tiara was a princess candidate at one point, but it could refer to his daughter, the Princess Any. When Dumas messed up his mission and broke Bob's neck, and he punished him. Yet when Tiara messed up on the hotel, he didn't even scold her. True. Gusting's treatment of Tiara is different than the other scripture. It's because she's the closest thing he has left of any. I agree with that. That's why I said I think she's a scripture, but I think she represents any. I agree with you. Um, Gusting's characterization has been incredible, and exploration of Gusting's fall into adversity was kind of sad to see. Not gonna lie, Gusting's failure to punish Blossom, the atrocious sin of bringing back the dead civilization and giving into Zahard's red dump plan, all shows his corruption. He's forsaken the task being entrusted to him. Gusting, well, no, he hasn't. That's incorrect. He has not forsaken the task. He has chosen to uh not do it honestly because he's still recording shit. He just is doing it in a way where they look like fucking heroes. That's basically how he described it. That they're these perfect beings that made no problems. He's still doing it, just not in an honest way anymore. Um, Gusting was supposed to keep everyone accountable for their actions. That he's not doing anymore. He failed to do so, and he's in the end abandoned his own principles. Steve's portrayal and development of the family hit so far as a masterclass in character writing. I agree. I absolutely 100% agree. Um, the characterization has been fucking fantastic. Like, absolutely. Especially the way he's breaking down Gusting. Bro, I die for this type of shit. Um, Gegi Ukutami could never, not sure who that is, but we finally get the interaction and characters I want to see the most. Eurasia and Zahard. You had no idea on how happy the ending scene made me. Yo, honestly, I was so nervous about that scene when we got Annie talking. I thought it was gonna be like such a short scene, but it ended up being like pretty decent in panels. I'm glad we got to see it, especially like we get to see how she like loves her dad. I love that, like because that was the idea that like we've had the idea for a little while that Gusting really cares for Annie, and how she praised her dad shows that they absolutely have a relationship that matters. I love it. We finally got to see her talk and interact with her father. I believe the task places after Annie discovered Arlen's pocket and went to see Zahar, who told her cruel truths. That's likely where she discovered what the red dump is. The conversation is happening shortly before she went mad and ignited 2 of the 13 months. A few things. She said that she can no longer be with King Zahar. I believe Annie truly wanted to become Zahar's wife and collect the 13 months. I agree. She was in love with Zahar. I can't speak to that. Then she discovered Arlen's diary when she revealed the existence of 2 hidden great warriors, the murder of the prince, Arlen's prophecy, and the red dump. When she confronted Zahar about it, he confirmed everything in the diary and revealed more shit. Now we see that Annie holds her father in such a high regard, so just imagine the heartbreak she's going to feel when she learned that her father, the historian of Tower, who despises ignorance, erased his memories. She'll be shattered by this, which is likely attributed to her going crazy. Poor girl. She might murk Gusting, Heike. She might kill Gusting. Like, I could see a scenario where she kills Gusting for being such a pussy. I can see it. The chapter has solidified even more that the red light district princes are not the prince of Zahard. Here goes Zenu. Here goes Zenu, man. Here we go. Let me take another glass of water. This is another paragraph. God damn it. All right. Jesus Christ, Zenu. Oh, okay. Here's the quote. Some of the tower's inhabitants expect the Zahar Empire will be expanded yet again, by Zahard, yet to be born only son. And officially, there is no Prince of Zahard. There's only one true prince. Wingnam Karaka and the bosses are not true princes. I think that's bullshit. I think that Wingnam is the true prince. That's bullshit. But they're false princes from the Zahard's garage dump. Wingnam, like the others, are Zahard's characteristics that he discarded in order to become God. There's also the evil Zahard left on the hidden floor. And the talking sword. I suspect that this sword is the monster with Zahard within the Zahard, the seed of the king. Oh god, this shit is getting so fucking muddy, bro. Wingnam is Zahard's sadness and guilt. So some people are. So I see a couple people have a different takes of what they think Wingnam represents. That's interesting. The talking sword said he always sad, but with a smile on his face. Season 2, Chapter 108, Wingnam has a nightmare about how he has no right to have friends for what he did. Somebody talked about this earlier. Karaka could be Zahard's self-hatred because in Chapter 499, he talked about how hating Zahard came naturally for him since his birth. Yes, but okay. Genesis boss is Zahard's adventurous spirit. Nest boss is harder to pin down, but I'm going to say Zahard's desire for change. When Zahard spoke to GOG, God of Guardians, he talked about how he wanted to unify the tower and the boss wants to revolutionize the tower. Admittedly, this is a stretch on my end. Yes. Okay, because I was about to say that. You are reaching a little bit here for your theory, pal. But okay, as long as you know. We don't have much information, but it's interesting that the Nest boss has the same hair length as Zahard we saw in this chapter. Yes, I would say he might represent that part of him. That was my point. I said that before. I said that the Nest boss, the boss who's out right now in the field fighting, that the part of Zahard that we see now and the Nest boss are the same boss. That part of Zahard is that Zahard is. He's separated at that point. That's who I think the Nest boss is. So because at the point where Zahard's sitting on the throne, I don't think he's separated yet. I don't think he's done it yet. Genesis boss is Zahard's adventurous spirit. As when Zahard spoke that minute, blah blah blah. Read that. Another thing about the Prince of Zahard, and I know I mentioned this before, but it's an important point. Zahard's prince is to take the tower's final test. Zahard's prince is to take the tower's final test. And to do that, Prince needs to be an irregular since only they can take the floor administrator's test. Wingnam is not an irregular. Haha! But we could make the argument that he is. We could make the argument that he is, though. We could make the argument that they are. We could make the argument that Karaka, the boss, and all of them are technically irregulars. That is where we differ. Because somebody mentioned it earlier. Technically speaking, Wingnam and them can't die if they are Zahard. Technically speaking, they may not be able to die. And if they are directly taken from Zahard's body, not just like a Gustain clone written from scripture, which technically speaking, you could even call them immortal because Gustain could simply rewrite them and make them again since that's his ability. But I can imagine a place where they can't die. And if they are more Zahard than anything else, like not just a clone, like simple clone, they are like literally Zahard, then you could call them irregulars. You could. So I disagree with you heavily there. Now, are they able to utilize the abilities of them? Maybe not. Maybe that resides with the original Zahard. But there is a weird space there where you could say that. There's a weird space there where you could say that. So I don't know if I necessarily agree with you. Only because, and this is what I mean, where the versions of Zahard that we see have already been molded to us to a certain point. So like Karaka could be Zahard after Revolution. The boss is like the next boss looks like the current Zahard there. They are already representations of strength of Zahard. So they may not be able necessarily to do what the original Zahard can do. But they there is a weird space there where you could call them that. So I don't know. I don't know. This is where it gets really really dicey when you're doing shit like this. But I gotta disagree with you here. Um, this is fun though. Gustang is interested in the Prince of Zahar because that's why he was there at the workshop battle to begin with. He discovered who the prince was, and it's you gotta stop, Zeno. You gotta stop with this. You and Loki are driving me insane. Y'all, oh my god, y'all will not let this Bowser shit die, bro. Y'all will not let this shit die. Y'all will never let it die. I cannot wait for the day that you guys are proven wrong. Holy fuck. Gusting is the only interested in Bomb, and it doesn't care about Wing Nam in the slightest. I don't know if I agree with that because if Wing Nam is on the ship, I would disagree with that. I could even see Gustang handing the bracelet to Wing Nam. I could see that. The purest version, I could see him doing that. Like, nah, fam. We ain't doing that. Fug doesn't care about Wing Nam. Well, who's to say that they even know what they are? Who's to even say they know what they are? They may not even know what they are. Gustang may know now, and that may be why he's helping, but that doesn't mean that Fug knows what they are. I disagree with you. Jinsun was originally going to kill Wing Nam, but changed his mind. Fug has no plans for Wing Nam because they don't know who he is. They don't know who he is. There's no evidence that supports that Fug knows anything about the clones of Zahar. So yeah, of course they wouldn't have any plans for him. Like Gustang may. I can't wait for when you'll see that he's Sahara's son and Rachel is the daughter of Hadley. Oh, get the fuck on. Get the fuck on somewhere, Loki. Jin Song was originally going to kill but Fug has no plans for Wing Nam. They only care about Bomb. Keep in mind, we're supposed to fail everyone else in the test per Fog's orders. Bomb passed just like they wanted. Basically, Wing Nam is the biggest red herring imaginable, and it's Crimson. This chapter was a 10 out of 10. I know you're sick and tired of me talking about Bomb being Zahara's son. Oh, I'm glad you know. I'm glad you know, sir. If I'm wrong, you can make fun of me all you want. Oh, sir, it will be endless parties. I suspect Bomb being the prince will be revealed during the great match. The art was incredible, and I love the eerie atmosphere of the red dump. True, I love it too. The shot of Gustang, Trauma, Urine, and other fame. That shot of them walking away from the red dump was one of the best panels I think I've ever seen in the series. That was so hard. Like you can kind of I can hear like music in the background of them walking away from it, like they just slaughtered an entire civilization type shit. Like they just murked a bunch of people and threw them into this trash can. Like that shit was ominous as fuck. It's gonna become my wallpaper as it should. It's one of the best panels I've seen. As far as predictions, I hope we see that any Zahar incident, the chapter ended with how Gusting's ignorance will backfire on him. So we need to see this play out. Show me any. I think we'll see the Red Light District and its princes. Zenu, the master of text. Great. Actually, I'm not gonna read the details. I'm gonna skip the comments because we are running late, and I do want to finish up. So anyway, Jetstream. I just realized that why Wingnam can't die. He's part of Jahad, therefore he has the same immortality contract applied to him. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. I think I did like this already. That's a possibility. I agree. That's a possibility. Lusek asked Urek if he knew those. He did. That's true. It's low key wild how Zahard reacted when he saw Wing Nam in the data world. He's aware of the princes, but he seems not fussed. It maybe I mean he has no reason to. Also, I don't. It to me, and I would make the argument. There's no reason Zahar should be able to see the futures of himself. You see what I'm saying? Like if like they would absolutely kind of exist in his gaps. There's no reason that Zahara should be able to see the boss in them like in any premonition. It's himself. It would be weird as fuck if you could see yourself. So yeah, those guys that exist kind of in like yeah, like they kind of how they exist. I would yeah. I would see he may not see them as he. It's not that they're not a threat, but he may not be able to able to detect them. I don't see why he would be able to. Like if you try to hide yourself in the red trash and then all of a sudden pop up again, surely you'll panic. He's aware of them. Is the heart aware? Does the heart see Wing Nam? Does the heart see Wing Nam in the data floor? I don't remember that. I don't know if I remember that. When do you think Zahar put himself in the red light district? I think he did it when he wanted to murder Bob and hurt Arlen. I would agree. But I would say that the and wanted to hurt Arlen. Yes. Yes, kill. So this is beef. I think okay. So actually, kill. You led me into the event. What is the thing that Lusleck and the Grace people hated that the family heads did? It's this. It's this. This is the event. I think this is the event. The event that we've been talking about, that the event that caused that Lusleck tripped over when he yelled at Ari Han. Y'all did that. Yeah, after what you guys did, how dare you? Like that may have caused the war to start. It's got to be this. This is egregious. This is like one of the like we were talking about something that's so egregious that we couldn't understand it. This has got to be one of the most egregious things that you could possibly do. This is fucked up beyond belief. Taking a bunch of people, snatching a bunch of people, dumping them in there because you don't believe in them or what they do and all that, and trapping them and locking them up. This would be enough for me to believe that this is the event. So, yes, I agree with you. I agree with you. It would be at that point. But yeah, this is the event that may have caused everything. The red dump thing. Because yeah, that's fucked up to the point where I can't see that. That's something that you could see. Everything we've seen of V up until this point, V would never go for that. I don't think V would ever go for that. Never go for that shit. And them doing that is crazy. It is crazy for them to do that. So yeah, this might have been the event. I forgot to bring that up in the review. I knew sometimes when I don't write scripts, I kind of just foam at the mouth and just talk. I think that's the event. So, yeah. You're wrong. I could be. I think that's the event. I don't think I'm when the way Lusleck tripped over it, I think that's the event. I don't think there's anything more fucked up than that. Lusleck can't talk about that. I don't know. I think that's the event. I don't know if there's anything worse than that. Because they are family heads when Blossom kills people. Right. Right, but I think they were already kind of establishing their family like their families at that point. Like for example, the war and stuff didn't have like Lobo P was kind of being formed when Tramori was getting married and he had Enkidu. Like Lobo P was kind of being formed at that point. Like he's building his mothership and shit. So in that I think it's in that same time period where that's all happening. I have no reason to believe they're not family heads at that point. They all kind of split off. Like they all even at that point the motherships are being built and they've all kind of split off because Gusting already says like I haven't seen you in a long time. They none of them have seen each other in a long time, so there's no reason for me to. And Yi Rang kind of says that too, that they all kind of shed it when they talk about how they kind of shedded emotions and how they all kind of stand at the top of the tower. They're kind of talking about becoming that. So yeah, stop being stubborn. Read what I said. Look at the timelines. They're not heads when Lusek speaks to art. I don't. I disagree with you. They're in that point. But they're in the point of becoming it. That's my point. They're in the point of becoming it. No name they are talking about would actually cause them to turn on each other. The final line in the sand before they murdered each other. Wait. We talking about I'm talking about the red dump. I'm talking about the red dump shit. I'm talking about the red dump shit. They said they were becoming the kings. Let me make sure because I swear they said they were becoming kings of the tower. I if at that point if they're saying they're becoming kings of the tower, then the families are already established. Even if they don't have necessarily family members there, they were said they were preparing to be family heads. So there's no reason. If anything, if you're gonna build a family, you should get rid of all the bullshit first while you're building before you build your family. So I would agree with that. You can't you can't disagree with it. There's nothing to disagree. There's nothing that proves that it didn't happen before then, or during that time. Actually, actually, what's that chapter? I think there's a chapter that I can actually go to. What chapter is that? Give me 5 minutes. Because what chapter was that we saw Blossom in the bed? What chapter was that we saw Blossom in the bed before the chapter? There was a chapter that we saw Blossom in the bed before the chapter. The red dump says that this was the end of the first age of the tower. I guess that's true. There's a chapter where we see her in the bed before then. You're being starved. This is what you did when I said Gusting was ordered to be killed, and you said, nah, just his family. Okay. 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 I, what chapter was that? Was it 624? I think it was 624. The first chapter of the train flashback that tells us their status. First status of the train flashback. The red dump is the main. The red dump is many millennia after the V and R. Hmm. I'm not sure if I subscribe to that. I could agree with you that I'm probably being stubborn, but I'm not sure if I've subscribed to that yet. I won't disagree with you that I'm finding it hard to believe, but I'm not sure if I agree with that. Hmm. Hmm. I can't find what I'm looking for. All right, I gotta move forward. We are going almost on 3 hours. We are almost going on 3 hours. I might have to post it in the chat if I find what I'm looking for. All right. We ended on Jetstream. Okay. DN32. Do all the serial killers start with animals? If my wife killed a whole family of divorce, yo, it was just a description. It was just a description. If my wife killed a whole farm, it's a divorce institution for her. I'm not being to cause her a bad day. Hey yo, you're right. But if your wife killed a bunch of animals, you wouldn't even survive, bro. It'd be over for you, bro. Rap. All right. Mr. Bubbles. Mr. Bubbles says, Bomb said to destroy the tower. If you want something to destroy, you throw it in the trash. That's why Zahard tried to kill him because he threw himself into Bomb and realized later that he could cause. Wait, what? That's why Zahar tried to kill him because he threw himself into Bomb and realized later that that would cause massive problems. That last sentence confuses me. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that. I tried to sit here and figure it out. I don't know what you mean. Sorry, Bubbles. Thanks for the comment though. Funniest thing about this chapter is that it's literally a lore dump. Yep, that was kind of the point I intended to make. Hey says if Rachel could use the watch before and now we know is the key to the. If Rachel couldn't use the watch before, which it was a fake watch though, and now we know that it's the key to the red light district, wouldn't that mean she doesn't have anything to do with Zahara at some point? Well, no, it was a fake watch, so no. No, I gotta disagree with you because only because it's a fake watch. Hey, um, J Soul, don't be fooled. The only reason Trom left this room was because he saw an opportunity to test his necromancy. Oh yeah. No, I said that he had bad intentions from the rip. Nobody should believe that he had good intentions. The Leah, the Olia, the wild. Okay, y'all be killing me. The wild thing about the family head splitting themselves in different parts makes me think there is a very there's a very real possibility that the woman who Zahar had kids with and well Zahar can't have kids, but okay. It said to look exactly like Arlen, maybe an actual part of her she discarded. Maybe the Zahar placed in the red garbage dump. So you're saying that Zahar made a clone of Arlen and discarded her in the garbage dump? No, I don't think so. But thank you. Um, cool again. Jesus. Just cool. Has like 5 comments on this page. I have a theory that suggests that V is the Prince of Zahard. What? What? I have a theory that suggests V is the Prince of Zahard. What if V and Jihad are brothers? Right. Okay. I read this before. I read a theory. What if V and Jihad are brothers? I like the idea of this. There's no evidence to it though, but I like the idea of it. I mean, Jihad and V really don't have any surnames like other great warriors, so we really don't know their full names. So maybe Jihad and V share the same surname. I like the idea of that because I can see plot lines that make sense, especially Zahard's jealousy. especially Zahard being called a false king. But I'm not. I'm not. I won't say I super subscribe to it after this chapter, but I can see some plot lines lining up with that. Um, as stated by the mysterious man who asked Gusting, who is the real Prince of Jihad that will take the last test of the tower, we know that only irregulars can take the test beyond the 131st floor. Also, in season 1, chapter 28, Bomb's Cave had a Jihad symbol on it. Right, we do know that. Um, that could represent, and people have theorized that that represents a kingdom, not necessarily Zahard himself. Like Zahard having his own symbol outside the tower, like didn't make sense to a lot of people. A lot of people have suggested that that represents some type of kingdom. So if they were brothers that come from a kingdom, and let's just say that Zahar was like a bastard child, or like the second in line, then okay, I like the idea of that myself. But I don't know. There's not enough merit to it, obviously. I don't know the meaning of the last test of the tower, but it could mean one of two possibilities. The last test means that the test of the tower, test of the current last of the tower floor, 134th floor test. B, the last floor means that the test of the last tower, the test of the last floor of the tower can be the 135th floor or any floor above that floor. I confused myself with that sentence, but anyway, no two. I really hate V is the prince. I really hate V is the prince of Jihad and Bomb being Jihad's son theory because it will make Tower of God more like a family soap opera. I agree with you. I agree with you. But I think family is an important aspect in the tower we just don't know about yet. Like once we get an introduction to Arlen, um, I think that'll answer some questions. But thank you for the comment. Sleepy. Sleepy says the whole scene with Hugo, especially with her actions, she's more like Tiara than Bomb. She's just following Dad's orders. Correct. I don't believe the red trash can is the red light district, but the two are most likely connected. Okay, it's very possible it's very possible that nation that boasted the most brilliant civilization in town that the old geezers mentioned that Blossom burnt down was formally known as the red light district. Okay. I don't know if I believe that, but okay. I haven't. Oh, okay, let me read on. Because when Wing Nan was talking to Karaka, he mentioned he asked his nanny not long after I was born that the secret place had already been burnt to the ground. Hmm. Okay. I see what you did there. And Wing Nam couldn't find any information about it, like it was erased and Philip Crack's history or something. Hmm. Okay. The only thing part of him that Jihad putting the trash can was okay. Well, the only part of him that Jihad putting the trash can was the boss. When Marcus said everyone on this ship is from, he's about Mikkel, is from the place where our family has deserted their shame. They are the maggots born and raised from the filth. He did come from that ship. He has been told countless times how great adventure Jihad was. What was okay? I'm sorry, y'all fucking me up a little bit. Let me restart. We have been told countless times how great adventure Jihad was and how he started acting different to the point he could recognize himself. I think the part of him Jihad thought. I think the part of him Jihad threw away. It's okay. Is it me or are these sentences fucking me up? Like, it's conquering ambition of adventure that formed into the entity known as the boss. Okay, so you're basically saying that the boss is the adventurous side of Jihad, which a lot of people have already said previously. Sorry, that comment was fucking me up. Like, either I can't read, which I wouldn't be surprised if I can't read, but that shit was kind of bothering me a little bit. Sorry about that if that was scattered, but thank you, Sleepy. I'll blame myself for that, not necessarily you. And then Gosh, oh my God, Gosh again. Any comment while I was streaming? Okay. I have a theory about the that Zahard is the 134th floor administrator, foreshadowing in Tower of God to support my theory. In season 2, chapter 253, Red Dresser tells Bomb that Bomb has the power of the administrator, i.e., Blue Dresser. I think if Bomb can have administrator's power, why can't Zahard also have it? I agree with you. That's not a bad take. I think Zahard has found a demon like Blue Dresser and was merged into. Okay, we talked about this earlier, but okay. We can see Zahard's demon. When Bomb meets Dada Zahard and when King Zahard kills Big Breeder. Yes, that we do see some type of entity. So no, you're there is merit to this. I agree with you that there's merit to this. I think that's where the whole Zahard being controlled by an administrator theory came from that. Um, in the Tower of God story, we didn't see Jihad get out of the 134th floor. He always stays in the floor, maybe because he is the administrator who he was merged with. We know the administrators can't get out of their floor. But then explain the data floor. Explain the Zahard appearing on the data floor then. Is it because it's not necessarily a floor? It's because it's a hidden floor? Um, or it's because he took over somebody's body? But then how would the administrator even get to Zahard? Zahard would have had to been corrupted when he got to the 134th floor. I don't know. There's too many questions in that, and I'm kind of getting burnt out a little bit. So sorry, I don't have an answer to that. No, many of you think that Jihad is the administrator because Siu said Jihad cannot kill the administrators. Did he say that? Yeah, I agree with that. Jihad can't kill administrators. It is because he has contracts with the administrator. We still don't know that an administrator can kill another kill I'm assuming you're saying another administrator, or not. So even if Jihad is the administrator or has the administrative power, he cannot kill other. Okay, I understand what you're saying. We don't know if an administrator can kill another administrator. We don't know if a human who has been corrupted by an administrator can kill an administrator. Got it. Even if Jihad is in Ryu level, he can't kill the administrator. Strength doesn't matter in Tower of God sometimes. For example, in the Floor of Death arc, when Oric Mizuno kills Karaka using only a finger, Karaka still doesn't die. He was resurrected. I think that more so has to do with the Zahard blood in him, but hey. Okay. Alright, we finally reached the end of the goddamn comments, okay? But no, thank you everybody. Gosh, thank you again. You were cooking up a lot of shit. Alright guys. I did what I said I was gonna do. I gave y'all damn near a 3-hour stream. I thought it would take this long to get through all the comments and talk about everybody's shit. I am officially burnt out. We talked about a lot of shit, and a lot of the shit's gonna go back over my head, back and forth. And maybe next week I don't think we're gonna get another Lore Dumb chapter. That's usually not how CU writes. So we probably get to see the battlefield where Proust and Robodon and everybody is at. We probably get to see more of that. I'm willing to believe. Maybe we do get to see the Revolutionaries next chapter since Michael referenced them. That would be hype. That would be probably willing. That would be probably worth another 3-hour stream, to be honest. But yeah, we cooked up a lot. So thank you everybody that stopped by in the chat. Discord link is below. MS, thank you for posting that. Anybody looking to join the Discord. Again, Discord is fun, especially on Sundays. When the chapter drops, everybody's always in there talking and chatting. And throughout the week, people are coming up with theories and shit. We do discuss other shit in there, other pieces of anime. I just posted something in the T-Bait shit that said T-Bait's gonna have a panel at the Crunchyroll Summit. I don't know if I like that because Crunchyroll has butchered Tower of God's anime, and I will not have them butcher T-Bait's anime. Absolutely not. But anyway, you guys have a very good weekend. Thank you. Share the video. I'm pretty sure you already liked it. If you haven't, do so for me. And yeah, I'm out. Have a good weekend, guys. Be safe.